Well, hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Open Mouse Podcast. You have here Professor Jazz and my co-host, Dr. Scorpio. How you doing tonight, Dr. Scorpio?
I'm just chilling. I'm enjoying life. I can't complain whatsoever. You feel me? We just chilling
How's
type
the
shit.
weather over there?
Cold as a bitch.
Like, how cold is it?
I want to say I'm gonna give you accurate. I'm gonna give you real accurate
Yeah.
number because it was like 19 earlier, right? So
Oh,
now, yeah, it was like 19 degrees earlier. Now it's 8. So cold as
oh,
fuck.
yeah.
Cold as a
That's
bitch. You feel me?
cold because I can't complain then from over here in Vegas. I mean, it was raining all day today. But the weather right now, I mean, it's cold, but it's 43 degrees, so it's
Oh, that's
different.
not that horrible, really. That's not that bad at all.
I guess not compared to
Cause
your 19 degrees.
type shit. Yeah, that's why I'm like, you kind of got it made. Not gonna lie, but I mean, you know, I do envy y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody got these tropical weather conditions and shit. I definitely envy you niggas because it do be cold in the Midwest, and sometimes it be a bitter cold or bitter winter. It should be long or heavy snow and shit. But we really been like having real milder winters lately. This one's just now picking up because we like in the last stretch, you know what I'm saying, till spring come in. So I don't know though, man. We gonna have to
Well,
ride it out
that's
and
how it's
just
been over here. Like,
you gonna have the best of it, the best of it. So
yeah.
best weather and shit. I'm jealous.
Well, the
You
thing
feel me?
is,
Shit.
like, I mean, it's already like February, but usually it's supposed to be colder
Hmm.
before that, where we would get snow in the mountains. We kind of not didn't get much snow this
Type
year.
shit.
So it wasn't as cold like
Hmm.
it usually is?
Hmm. I don't know. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Like shit with this weather, bro. Be like, call it what you want, man. You know what I'm saying? Things have been manipulated in the last, 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people been doing certain things. So, it's a lot of research niggas been doing about that too. So, you never know why niggas is experiencing things. Sometimes, you can call it conspiracy if you want to. I mean, it is what it is. Right? That's life. Shit. Most shit niggas say is they don't say it's a conspiracy, but shit. This snow that we get looks ridiculous. Like,
Is it real snow?
so
That's yeah.
you feel me? My point exactly. So that's why I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I can't discredit nothing, and I can't approve, or you know what I'm saying? Like I can't prove or disprove nothing.
No.
So I don't know until I see further research about certain shit.
Gotta do your
You know what I'm
research.
saying? You know,
But
until niggas see.
so
Right.
before we get to our main topic, I really wanted our topic for tonight. Main topic is the Contraception Begins at Erection Act. This is a new law that they're trying to pass. And we'll get more into it a little bit later. But I really wanted us to talk about one of the recent topics that's been trending around is the Super Bowl, right?
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
No, unfortunately, I was busy working and I didn't get to watch it. I missed the halftime. I missed everything, the commercials. I like watching the commercials that they always have during the Super Bowl. They always the new commercials and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And I always look
yeah,
forward to watching
yeah.
the halftime show. But I
Mm.
I I missed the whole thing this year.
I mean, life be life, and I mean, sometimes shit. Plus it's like the game was so ridiculous, man. Like I just, man, the game was ridiculous, bro. It's just like they set Mahomes down, bro. Like, and I just cannot believe they set this nigga down. It's like they set him down, bro.
Cool.
Like I couldn't believe it. The
Oh, I'm
Eagles.
like, who are you talking about?
Oh, I forgot you a girl. Oh, I forgot.
No,
Yes,
you say you
yes,
were talking
yes,
some
yes, yes.
about some dude. I'm like, what dude? What guy? You said the Eagles. Okay, well that's not just
Mahomes, bro. Mahomes, bro. We talking about the Chief. Okay, listen, all right. Salute to Jalen Hurts, man. You know, you definitely got your dub on that. You know, salute to the Eagles, man. Philly won. I'm sure Gilly was running around with the short people and shit, doing backflips and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, going crazy. So I know they was happy and shit. But the game was just, it was a really good game. It just was just you couldn't. I just can't believe that happened. I still is like it's still crazy. But outside of that, I mean, I don't know, man. It's been a lot of controversy with the halftime shit. Obviously, you know, Kendrick has been the talk of the topic. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
yeah.
Some people, you know, some people is in, you know, they fuck with it. Some people don't. I mean, some people,
Well,
you know
and
what I'm
that's the
saying? It's
thing for
like
the
one of them
people like
things.
me that didn't watch
You know what I'm
it.
saying?
I mean, but I heard and I've seen a few clips on on social
Yeah,
media and stuff like that. And
you
I
got to check
guess
it out.
some people are trying to read too deep into the song, like there's a message. Um, someone said in the radio earlier,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the reason why it became so popular. I mean, it was trending, it was
Mm-hmm.
the beef, but they actually got more
Right.
popular because it's the first this song that won a Grammy. So that's why it's been blowing up more. I feel like it needs to stop now. I mean, it's getting a little old.
Truth be told, man, I ain't gonna lie. The fact that you even saying this now, it just sounds so, and it's like I'm all for the art and all that and the hip hop shit and yeah, all that, right? But why does it sound so scripted? It's like why do niggas from the West Coast always thrive on a real crazy beef record? And it's like a
No,
real
I mean,
crazy record,
but
and niggas
look
from the
at
West
this
Coast.
though.
What is up with that?
The way
What
I
is up
see
with that?
it,
It's like a template. It's a formula,
the way
bro.
I'm seeing it is like you're putting this track on the Super Bowl. It's like it was a good song in the beginning. Don't get me wrong, but then it's just like any other song. When they play it too much, then it gets annoying, or
Mm-hmm.
it just loses it what you liked about it in the beginning. Or some people, like you said,
Type
you have
shit.
to be really a true fan to understand it and to really like it, to keep liking
That's
it,
what you're
and
right. What
that's
we talking
fine,
about earlier. Yeah.
because there
If you're
is
not
a
a
lot
real
of
fan, you're not gonna enjoy
yeah,
it.
because there is a lot
You
of
know.
Kendrick songs that I like. I do. But like I say, like every other song that they try to push really hard like that and they play it like constantly, you get tired of listening to it. You know?
I mean,
And like I say, okay,
I can't really fight you on.
why are they bringing
I
a
mean,
song that came from a beef to the Super Bowl? How what do we
you got to. Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Here's the thing.
okay.
Jay Z is the coordinator for the NFL. The like the musical aspect. So he has a lot of clout in
Yeah.
that going forward. So this is why the beef even happened with you know what I'm saying, with Wayne. Um bro said how what do we rate the halftime show? Bro, I rate the halftime show, well, especially before I say what I say, I'm gonna give it like a 8, 7.58, right? And I think he should have did some more of his other songs as well. But it's
Right.
like it's not. This is why. But here's why. This is all marketing,
Right.
bro. It was like this. It's like if you see two horses racing, and you see one kind of got this potential to win, you might want to like strap some nitrous to his ass. You feel me? And then make sure he beat the other horse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how niggas is doing this shit. So Jay like, fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and just let this nigga do the
Yeah.
show. Fuck Wayne, fuck all this other shit, this cultural kind of nostalgic shit niggas want to see or whatever. Fuck all that. The bag is on this nigga right now. So we gonna put the bag on this nigga and let him put a battery on his back, let him do what he do because politics.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And I understand that. And that's why I see it like that. Because, they complain, they're saying, they're supposed to say, oh, Well, Kendrick Lamar is not getting paid for the Super Bowl. Actually, nobody gets paid. When Rihanna was in the Super Bowl, she didn't get paid either. Anyone that has performed at the halftime Super Bowl, they don't get paid. They don't need to get paid. That's the thing. They perform for free because, like you said, he is trending with this song right now, and this is giving more exposure. I mean, he got the Grammy. This is, his he doesn't need to get paid for this show. None of them need to get paid because they get to advertise, they get to promote themselves. Yeah, he should have played some of more of his songs. Did he? I heard that he played a new song though. Is that he performed a new song?
Um, I can't really remember off the top of my head. He might have played a new record. Mostly, it was just everything off the new album. You
Yeah.
know, um, which is that's what's happening right now. That's the hottest shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Niggas might want to hear the Heart Part Five or sing the Heart Part Five performance or something, but that's not necessarily what's popping
Right. That
right now.
wasn't
What's
right.
popping right
Right.
now is
And you're right.
stopping it is
Like
is watching the
it
party live.
wouldn't have
That's what's popping
been
right now. So
as good if he did not play that song that's making him hot right now.
yeah, he could not.
Right.
They gonna get mad
Yeah.
about it, but he could not just not perform that record.
Exactly.
That's the hottest record he got. He could not just not perform. If anything, the way he did it was really intricate because it just gave like anticipation to the record being played. Because at first I was like, maybe he won't play it because he just teased. I'm like, maybe he won't play it because niggas was trying to
Right.
sue
Because
him or
again,
something.
it's a diss
And I was
track.
thinking like
With
maybe he'll
it's like that
and
was
he did.
in people's mind. Is he going to really perform this?
Bro,
Like they were all thinking, it's like, is he
this
really going to
nigga
perform this in the
honestly
Super Bowl?
it's honestly, I'm gonna just say this. This shit was like really crazy. This had never, ever, ever, ever been done before, ever in life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like it'd be one thing. Okay, so let's say when Dr. Dre was on the Super Bowl
Yeah.
and shit, and niggas did um right. That's when bro said the crowd singing A minor. That's when I'm like, bro, like, okay, when let's say Q get on the next Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? Ice Cube up there, he ain't finna perform no Vaseline, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if he did perform no Vaseline, it's a old record. The feud is over. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's not a lot of that shit going on. And it's like that shit would be like, okay, man, you did it for the culture, you did it for the money or the okay, whatever, right? Niggas requested it, some shit like that, right? That's different. This is an ongoing feud, bro. That's still going on. And this nigga was able to get in the Super Bowl and diss this nigga
Right. That's the thing right
and
there.
say on the Super Bowl at
It's
that.
like
That was
he probably
international.
there. Probably
And this
he
nigga got on
was
there and
so
dissed this nigga
excited. Drake was
internationally.
so excited to watch the Super Bowl. It's like, I'm ready to watch the Super Bowl. And then he hears Kendrick Lamar.
The thing is, he's still winning though. You know what I'm saying? In the aspect of just being a nigga who is being talked about in the midst of anything. Now this is like almost a fake international public beef or feud. You
Right.
feel me? Because that was, you know what I'm saying? That's like the FIFA World Cup. That's international. Everybody watches that. Nobody just doesn't watch that. Niggas here watch it. Niggas Brazil, of course. Niggas in
Again,
China
yeah,
watch
this
it.
is
Niggas in Europe
Super
watch it.
Bowl.
Niggas in Africa watch it. Everybody watch it. You feel what I'm saying? That's how this is. So it's like, yo, they all know what's going on. Now
No,
it doesn't
no.
look all that good for him, but what do they be saying?
And if
They be saying what is it? All publicity is good publicity or some shit. What they be
something
saying?
like that. I mean,
You know,
obviously, like you say, yeah, you're right.
something like
It's
I don't
like,
know.
what? The Bulls getting something off this, even though if it's a real beef or not anymore, I don't know. We can't confirm that. But they're just
Man,
making too much money
dude,
out of this, to be like a real beef. But again,
bro,
you know, you never know. But
that shit is
they
just
did
crazy.
say
It just
though,
reminds me of Pop.
they did
It just reminds
say
me of Pop, man.
that the outfit that Kendrick Lamar was wearing, like Like the pants that he wore were like sold out from whatever store they were selling from within hours after the Super Bowl. So it's a lot
Well,
to perform at the Super Bowl because, again, everybody's
look at
watching.
that. Yeah, look at that. Right, look at that. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, if niggas on stage wearing diapers like Parliament, Huggies would be sold
Hell
out that
yeah,
shit. You
exactly.
feel me? Anything goes. Like
Everything.
niggas is, but that's like you said, the nigga don't need to get paid. If he wore his own clothes, that shit would have sold out.
Exactly.
That's why for me, shit, he should have did some shit like that. Like I don't know what you sound. Hey,
You never know. Like,
sound
say
like to
if
me
those
like I
pants
like
were
how
designed from him, that his label. Shit, he could have got just rich
yeah
off
they was
that.
all right.
I mean, Rihanna, what she did,
Definitely
I think she did it because she was gonna reveal, because she was pregnant at the time, and
pregnant. Yeah,
and
right,
an
right, right.
outfit that she was wearing that she made or whatever. But that's how they're getting paid. They don't need to get paid by money. They're not going to get paid by the Super Bowl. Again, it's
And I just realized how crazy it is for SZA too. Bro said SZA was on point. SZA was
yeah,
on point. I just realized how great. It's like this is okay. So she is now she's at that level. She is like an international artist now. People who haven't from other countries don't know everything
right.
about her. Is now
Now
starting
they do.
to like check into
Yeah,
her.
now they're gonna want to
A
know
lot of
from
people
her.
from other countries like might be like, who is this girl? Oh, this girl, who was this or this? They might not know. Now they know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot to it. I honestly wish he would have brought more of the homies on, but it is what it is. He probably couldn't do as much as we think. He might not have been able to do as much, but I really want him to probably bring some of the homies on. I feel like even bringing SZA was a market thing. Old label mate, you know what I'm saying? She's really talented and she popping right now. You know what I'm saying? The shorties like her. Fuck it, right? So can't get mad at it. That's why I personally, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, bro, streams is up. Everybody's streams is up right now. If you shook this nigga hand walking off stage and nigga seen you and took a picture of it, your screams is up right now, bro. You feel me? Like if you walk past a nigga, went to the bathroom, took a shit, bro, your screams is up right now, bro. I'm telling you. Like, is what it is. So, I mean, he probably, but he, maybe not, he probably couldn't bring everybody. It is what it is, right? But I just can't really see the whole hating thing, like, oh, it wasn't that good and this and that. And I'm like, okay, so when you watched Usher's joint, that wasn't on the same caliber as Usher's. So when you watched 50 Cent and them niggas on there, bro, that wasn't on the same caliber as 50, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
And it's
Like,
gonna
y'all
be
just
like
hating
that
at this
though.
point. Like,
That's how.
y'all just kind of low key kind of
Well,
hating.
no, every Super Bowl is the same thing. Either you're gonna
It's
like it
the
or you're
same
not.
thing. So
It's not to please
it just be
everyone.
like whatever. It's just a show.
Yeah, it's not to please.
Yeah, it's like this ain't a concert, nigga. It's a 15-minute
It's
show.
all about the
Like,
football. That's what everybody's watching, the football. Some
yeah.
people don't like some of the commercials. And talking about commercials, like I said, they're not gonna like every commercial. They're not gonna like every halftime show. But there was one commercial
Type shit.
that has been talked about right now, and it's getting a lot of negative backlash. Unfortunately, the way it's being
Okay.
put out there, it is. How can you say something
Mm-hmm.
positive about this commercial? And that's the Kanye's commercial.
Mm.
N-
I'm gonna go ahead and say you go ahead
Well,
and do
I
that
haven't
because
watched it all. Like I
I got
really,
something I want to say.
I heard from it. That I haven't seen the commercial, but then I seen the other celebs responding to this, right? I mean, I seen all over social media basically what he was trying to say. He was trying to sell these shirts. And again, it was if you have seen this, then you know what I'm talking about. And it has got people upset where even celebs, even after that, they put in commercial together. Basically, they had this shirt on and they're flipping Kanye off, basically. They're all against him.
Mm-mm-mm. I didn't know nothing about that commercial. Um, wow. I'm like, this is it's like, and I didn't see the commercial. I didn't see it, but I did hear about it, and I think I seen the shirt. I think I seen the shirt. I seen like some screenshots or niggas or something like that, right? Man, bro. All right. So let's just say this first and foremost, that that symbol can be offensive to people because symbols and sigils, it's a lot of science as it comes to sigils because they have a lot of spiritual perspectives aligned with them. It could be positive or negative, right? Or you know what I'm saying, people could have used certain symbols to do things good or bad. So the connotation assigned with them could be good or bad. So it depends on what you think or believe, type shit, right? Saying that to say, um, his particular use of the swastika and shit. And I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that shit, right, or
Oh,
whatever.
you already said it.
So I'm gonna say type shit. So let me blur. So I'm gonna just say, but niggas know what niggas. You know what I'm saying. I'm just not sure if niggas can say that per se. But that particular use of that symbol, right? Um, that symbol per se. I'm trying to think how to say this without niggas kind of feeling the way. It's not as it's not what it seems type shit. Like the symbol was used prior to people like Hitler adopting it and utilizing it for his will. You know what I'm saying? So it means the exact opposite of hate and anything. It actually means peace. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whole religious, spiritual view as it refers to that symbol, and niggas might not all know it, and people may not all be privy to the history behind a lot of different shit.
And that's the
Right.
thing right
So,
there. Because I just want to say,
go ahead.
um, that's very interesting. Before you continue with that, I just want to say
Mm-hmm.
people do approach that negative
Please.
because the way that symbol was used before. That every time we see that
Right.
symbol,
Right.
it goes back to that. But you said supposedly it doesn't mean hate; it means peace, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the thing is, um, it's like tranquility. It's a lot of different you know what I'm saying, words that could parallel what the meaning would be, but it is the exact opposite of what you would, you know, use from a context level, like of what that would be used for and what it's currently being used for. It's currently being used for hate
Right.
crime. So um if you don't know anything, like if you could tell me like what do you know about that symbol in general, like what
Well,
do you know?
see, that's the thing. All I seen when I see that logo, whether you see it on, especially on TV, on media, you see it as a very negative thing, right? But like you said, it doesn't mean hate. It doesn't mean something negative. And when I looked it up right now, the swastika, how you say it, the logo, we're not gonna even say it. The logo means,
Type shit,
yeah,
yeah, just
it
say
means
logo type shit,
it
yeah.
includes
Or something.
peace, well-being, good
Yep.
fortune. Okay.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it was used in a negative way. It was considered a symbol of hate and anti-Semitism. But in history before that, yes, it was used. That's what it really means. It means peace. It means to go ahead and bring you good fortune. So knowing
Right.
that,
So, and we did say
yes,
peace, right?
peace,
Prior to you
it,
reading
it
that.
says
All right.
it symbolizes peace in various religions. Good fortune comes from the Sanskrit word su meaning good and asti means to be. So to be in good fortune.
So I wanted to say that to say, number one, usually when this particular person we talking about say something, it's always some other thing in the
Right.
background, or it's some other parallel thing or agenda. It's always something. And when he says it, he always say something that could be viewed as skewed,
Right.
or do some shit that could be viewed as skewed. So now you can look at the nigga like, what the fuck is this nigga
Right.
doing? Like, you
But
know
they're
what I'm
not really
saying?
thinking how he's really thinking. Now, let's say, okay, it say this was his whole plan. He was, and that's what he's been doing lately, getting a lot of attention, right? So, A, not a lot of people know this, but this logo means peace, good fortune, this. But hey, it's going to bring a huge reaction to the world when I show this. Even though to me,
He knows that.
it doesn't mean that negative thing, but it means peace
He
and
knows that.
good fortune. He was
Now, I'm just laughing because it sounds so fucking sarcastic. You saying that. If you said that to somebody, if you said that to
he
somebody,
ain't gonna
bro,
believe you.
that was, they don't give a fuck about that. All they know is the pain that that
Yes,
is assigned with or
yes,
associated with. They don't understand the occultic perspective of what symbols and sigils may mean,
right.
bro, and what niggas could be utilizing them for. And like, niggas ain't might not want to know. But the thing is though, bro, that's what's fucking
Yes,
happening, bro. That's why you talking about it, bro. That's why the nigga paid to have it
yes,
put on there. And the nigga was like, "You gonna put this on there?" And he was like, "Yeah." And they was like, "All right."
right,
And they put it on
right.
there, bro. He paid $8 million. They was like, they wasn't just not gonna air that shit, man. That's $8 million.
Yeah, he
They
had
was
to
gonna take that
pay.
money and say, you said air this shit,
He is
cool.
going
As
to
long as it's
pay.
not killing nobody or it's not, you know, he didn't kill off. He didn't cut a nigga's a priest head off or some
Right. All
crazy
he
shit. You
did
know
is
what I'm
made a
saying? He
shirt,
just put the shirt up there.
bring
You feel
a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
attention,
Now,
and that's what he wanted. Just to quickly just
hey,
say, just
there you go.
before this, the whole
There you go.
Grammy act they did, they knew he knew
This is
what
why I
he
have a
was
problem with
doing.
this
He
nigga
knew
though.
what it was going to bring. And like he stated, he then made a
This is
statement right after that he made his wife to be the number one trending topic. That moment, they were talking about her more than the actual Grammy.
mm, I'm so, this is what's crazy. I'm so glad you said that. You just made me understand in perspective to even this fake. I don't know what be going on, bro, because you don't know what be
Right.
going on, bro. This could be just, I don't
It, it,
know.
it could be
Kanye
something.
just wants to
Maybe
be
maybe
yay.
he's trying to get a lot of attention
Ye
right
just
now
want to be
because
yay.
he's about to drop an EP. You never know, or a
Yes.
new clothing brand or
You
something.
never know. Yeah, especially on the music, he could do
Right. I
whatever.
mean, he
But
could,
it's just, this is what the,
but you know what? A lot of
this
them
is the
do that. A
problem I
lot of
got
them
with
do
Ye. Oh, go ahead. I'm
something
sorry. Go ahead. I'm
to
sorry.
keep people's
But I'm
attention to
just,
them before they do something huge.
mm-hmm.
And so, yes, people are still, no matter what we say right now, people are still going to go ahead and relate that logo as a negative thing because, again, once you plant something like that, it will forever be in our minds. So we're going to always direct that, but
Right.
it really does mean something else. It could mean something else. It does not just mean negative shit. It means peace and good fortune. Now, we could say that maybe wherever they do use it, it is used as a good thing and they don't think about it as a negative thing. But again, it was very tragic, and that's
Oh my
why people
gosh.
see that logo as a negative thing.
I just, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't feel like this nigga. I got a lot of love for this nigga Ye. A lot of niggas got a lot of love for this nigga Ye, right? Um, and I hope somebody that know Ye can send this to this nigga, bro. I don't know nobody that know Ye. I wish I did know somebody that know Ye, because I would talk to this nigga, bro. And I'd be saying all type of shit to this nigga, bro. Shit he probably wouldn't like. She probably wouldn't want to hear. Then some shit he probably fuck with. Then it's like whatever. It'd be like a real brother relationship, bro. Like I would really talk to this nigga, bro. I want to say like this nigga's putting himself. You putting yourself in like harm's way,
Yeah,
bro. Like
you are, because that could have,
you putting yourself in harm's way, bro.
because no matter what, if
Right. And here's
uh,
the thing. For no real. No, I'm sorry, Jazz. Say
no, no,
what you
I
gonna
was
say.
just gonna say that you're right. It's gonna bring a lot of people that and against
You're
him.
putting yourself in harm's way. Come
Yeah,
on, bro.
even if he,
You putting yourself in
let's
harm's way.
say in his mind, he didn't mean no harm. Again, but it was something where he knew it was gonna bring a lot of reaction to it.
He do. It's beyond just listen. This is the problem. I don't know what happens behind the scenes as far as who he could be beefing with because it's the thing. It's a lot of people who did a lot of fucked up shit
Yeah,
together. So that's what people always tend to forget. It's a lot of fucked up people. If a group of people align themselves to a degree in a uniformed backdoor
yeah,
way to keep you from doing some shit or to keep niggas marginalized or put niggas in a certain thing for a long time, a whole collective of niggas where
yeah,
they know this is the only way we gonna be able to stay afloat, like alive, like to live. Like they gotta be aligned with some shit. Cause we are the blood. We are the life force. So niggas gotta just stick their veins and shit. This is how niggas have been forever. So the whole thing with this shit happening now is niggas have done this to niggas all this time. Now niggas is actually saying, I don't give a fuck, bro. I know it's you niggas, so I'm gonna attack you niggas. Matter of fact, you niggas low key lying about this. You niggas low key lying about that. You niggas lying about that. Da, 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 da. Like, okay, cool. And this is my problem. If you can't get ahead doing certain things or whatever, the bullshit way ain't the door to walk through. You can put niggas together that are that specialize in so many different areas of the historical aspects, occult shit, sciences, all this different shit. All these powerful, knowledgeable people, bro. You can put these people together, bro, and you can put something out and deliver it to the people, bro, and actually explain what the fuck you're talking about. Not a fucking record. I love all the records. Do the records too. But if you really wanted niggas to know that they was Jews, bro, it's so many ways you could have showed
right.
them to shit, bro. So many ways you could have opened the door to shit, bro. And you sat here and just
But
did this
but
goofy
but
shit to look a
but we
certain
already
way.
know how
And
he
I don't
is. I
like
mean,
it.
again, it's still gonna go ahead and question us.
It's like, bro, you don't need to
You
do
don't.
that
You
though,
don't.
bro. You don't need to do that. He's like trying to be like Trump. And it's like, cool, bro. But here's the thing, bro. Trump can take certain hits that you can't, bro. Trump will be Trump to me no matter what he do, no matter what he say, no matter how he whatever, because I always put him in that light. You can't do that, bro. Your credibility in certain things, bro, has to stay in a certain thing. Now, you used your platform to put that image out and didn't explain
Right.
nothing. You just
Exactly.
utilize it to it was just like a radical, it was really just magic. Now, here's the thing. I'm all for using that. That's why I'm not really against what niggas is doing all the way. But here's the thing, bro. It's how you do it.
He should have at least.
You're not teaching nobody nothing. You're not showing nobody what you're talking about. You're not even
But
explaining
that's the
nothing, bro.
thing. He didn't
You just
want
put that
that.
up there.
He he knows. Yeah, he could explain it, like you said. Yes, it probably would have been better reaction. But that's not him. He wants that negative reaction. He wants people to talk about him negative. Again, that's the way they were talking about the previous thing, the Grammy Awards. His his wife coming
Hey,
basically
you
naked. Okay, of course it's gonna be negative. Especially if he ain't saying nothing or explaining, like you say, you ain't explaining why you put this. I'm sure he will. He's going to put out a statement soon. But he's just
I
waiting.
mean,
He's
this
waiting
nigga,
for the right
bro.
time. Again, that's what he did with the whole Grammy Award
He,
thing. And in a way, he's saying he doesn't care. I mean, they didn't invite him to the Grammy Awards. They decided to crash the party. And
That's why I said exactly, man. Fuck these niggas, man. That's why I ain't really in favor. Look, man, I may not agree with how he did something and what it can do to other people because of how he
Right,
did something. I'm not really in favor of that because some of these niggas are literal just collateral damage. These young kids that don't know nothing about that
right.
shit, that just watch Super Bowl and see that shit, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? They're gonna watch the shit. They understand what that they understand the history and shit. They understand what's going on. Now, what's crazy is I remember being a little kid and not really knowing what stuff meant. I don't even know where I seen it. But I remember being a kid in school and I used to draw on myself or do whatever. Cause I'd be like, I'm gonna get tattoos when I get older. So I'm gonna just do
Yeah.
this and whatever, right? I just pass time in school or some shit. So I draw on myself or something. And I remember one day I was drawing that on
Uh-huh.
myself. And I was drawing that shit on myself and for whatever reason, I liked it. I was like, this is cool. I like this symbol. And then this girl, she was actually a Hispanic girl. This girl, she was like, me and her was like really
Yeah.
cool, like for a real long time. And she was like, hey, do you know what that is, bro? And I'm like, no, what you mean? She's like, you don't even know, you don't know what that is? I was like, no. She was like, bro, look at what that is, bro. Like, type this in. And I'm like, okay. Then I typed it in. I was like, oh, I was like, that's what that is. She's like, yeah, bro. She was like, why are you drawing on yourself? And I was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know.
Well,
Like,
well,
I
and
still
that's the
don't really
thing.
know. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't
Right,
feel negative when I
right,
drew it on. I didn't just
right,
feel horrible or something.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it goes to show you like what really is associated with things. Like I didn't just feel negative or associated with something
Right,
bad. Someone had to put that
right.
programming in my mind to make it bad and make it something get
And
better.
that's the way it is
You get what
programmed
I'm
because
saying?
you had to realize you learned that in school in history class. You don't think they're gonna keep talking about this particular history that has happened that made this logo into a negative thing? The whole Hitler thing made this a negative thing that forever because again it's got to be taught in history class that this symbol means this and only this, which it
Right.
don't. I mean, because
Type
there's
shit.
multiple symbols that we see that, yeah, it could remind you of something negative, but it's not negative at all. And this is a perfect example right there.
Mm, perfect example. And to be honest, I'm so glad you said that to just kind of piggyback off of what you just said. That's how the last 10 years of my life has been in general. Niggas not really understanding things niggas do because of connotations or things associated with it that can be looked at from a religious viewpoint or even I guess a cultural standpoint or something sometimes or something like I grew up skateboarding and shit. Niggas looked at me skewed like that growing up. Not everybody want to
Right.
skateboard. Not everybody makes skateboard type shoes all the way from Louis Vuitton to these niggas they wouldn't make them up fucking skate shoes 20 years ago, man. You know what I'm saying? 15 years ago, bro. When I was getting picked on and shit, because niggas was saying that's not what niggas is supposed to be doing. Over here, at least in Cali, all the niggas was skating
Yeah.
and shit. Over here, that's not what niggas was supposed to be doing. That's some shit niggas supposed to be doing in Cali and shit, some tropical place. That's why I know I'm supposed to be in some tropical place or some shit. But like whole time, I'm saying that shit to say, like, that's how life will be. So the connotations to shit that Nick, you know what I'm saying, get applied to, you know what I'm saying, certain words
Well,
or
like I said, that's
activities or
how we are
things and
being
cultural things.
programmed. We are being programmed in a
Yes.
certain way that people forget to open up their minds and do research themselves. I guess, like they always say, okay, the sky is blue, but no, it's not. No, if you keep saying it's blue, it's going to be blue. Even though it's gray, it's rainy,
Type
no,
shit.
it's blue. Or, hey, this chair, it's a chair. You're training somebody, you're
Hmm.
programming somebody else to say, hey, what this looks like, this is a chair.
That is a chair. Exactly. Exactly. So until somebody does that to you, you have no real perception on anything. You're like a
You're just like
child,
a child.
basically. Like I was a child just doing something, not really knowing what I was doing, which probably was something that was good, but someone told me it was bad. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that no more because someone told me it was bad. How many times in your life is that not just your life in
Yeah.
general?
Somebody
You
always
doing
telling
something,
you.
niggas basically saying, you know,
Right.
don't do that. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't this,
There you
da, da,
go,
da, da.
right there. Like when your parents telling you, oh, you shouldn't be smoking until this age. You shouldn't be drinking at this age. Okay, they put a limitation. I understand that, but we were still drinking before we got to the legal age limit. We were still drinking before that because we didn't know until somebody
Type shit.
tells you,
So,
you really can't do that, But we're being programmed.
hey, so if my mama see this, listen, OG, I love you. You feel me? This ain't, hey, what did Absol see? Hey, sorry, mama, this ain't marijuana. This is, we just, this not that. I wasn't drinking, Jazz. I wasn't drinking before I was drinking at 21, and that was it.
Okay.
So, and that's all,
I don't know why
right?
you have to
I
defend
didn't do
yourself, but
anything
okay.
I wasn't supposed to do, right? Right? No, fuck that. Listen, it's what it is. We all grown, man. It is what it is. But hey, look, when it come down to it, I just wanted to really just kind of always like give this nigga like the perspective of a nigga who knows what he's doing, but is outside of what he's doing and can show him a way to really touch the niggas that's outside of what he's doing beyond this cult following of niggas that are like kind of drony agents, you know what I'm saying, halfways and shit. I'm kind of glad he is doing, because sometimes you know what it is, bro. It's like it's so weird. You know how like these corporations and shit, bro, was just doing this like purging. Like they changing their algorithms, they changing their apps, they switching things up, they closing their stores and shit. They doing certain stuff. Trump is saying, hey, we're going to remove all the decriminalization things. So if you want to basically say I'm not going to serve a nigga who's a Muslim, bro, I'm not serving him, and nobody can stop me. I can't be really sued federally. So in the state, you can go through those channels, but I'm still able to fight you from a greater perspective now because laws are finna get, they finna get pushed through now. So we don't have to give you a job because we don't like niggas who look like this, bro, or we don't necessarily need these niggas. We got enough niggas in here, bro. We need more white women, bro. But we need whatever. However that's supposed to go, right? That's in perspective. So now niggas are following these protocols. I just read some shit today. They were saying how Google just removed uh the LGBTQ community shit and the Black History Month from the camera
Okay,
bars and shit like
that's
that.
one thing that's a little.
Right? They showing they stance. Everybody's showing they
But
stance
that's
right
the
now. Everybody's
thing,
like,
though.
okay, I don't gotta do that shit no more. Fuck this shit. Okay, we redoing everything.
They can,
Everybody redoing
but
everything, you know?
it's like, okay, let's just
Right?
say,
It's a purging.
what if he wants to take Christmas holiday off? Okay, let's say we just gonna take, there's no Santa Claus, blah, 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 whatever, right?
That's
But
next.
look,
That's next.
but
Under this
look,
shit, that's next.
say if, okay, if I was the president and say, okay, we're canceling Christmas. Okay, are you the one at home gonna say, oh, well, because she said we're canceling Christmas, we're not gonna have Christmas no more? Like,
Type
it's like,
shit. Yeah.
man, it's like when he said, okay, when I saw people complaining that they were complaining about Trump saying that he's canceling Black History Month and all this stuff. It's like, how, how,
Oh, and when did he
how?
say it? And when did he say it?
Supposedly, look, again, they're saying that he's trying to cancel.
Oh.
He was trying to cancel Black History Month. He was trying to cancel
Uh-huh.
a few things, right?
Oh my goodness. I think they're gonna try to see this is the pride. Okay, so look, and I'm not trying to cut you off, bro. But I just want to say something because I think it's like he has to come. It's like this is why I'm saying this nigga Ye is following this nigga's it's almost like a template. It's like
Almost,
um
but I don't.
it's like a what do you do? It's like a you like you take don't ask for permission later. You know what I'm saying? Take what you want, apologize later type shit. Make your point and then, hand niggas the flowers after that because it's that dire to you. It's that important to you. It's that
Well,
you feel strong about or whatever, right?
true, But the way I see
You
it,
know what I'm saying?
the way the world is right now, the way the world is programmed is they like the negative stuff first. They want that bad reaction. They want all that negative. They want people to react angry first, and like you say, and then give them their flowers. Then okay, like you said, maybe Kanye, okay, put that out so he could get that strong negative reaction because he's gonna have more people talk about him if it's something negative than when it's something good, right? Because that's the way the world is
Yeah,
working right now. As you see,
pretty
a
much.
lot of
I mean,
people get famous right
it
now
is.
because they do something negative in a way. They get into a fight or they say some stupid shit that makes them famous. Anything. But it's a lot of times you don't hear something that they've done something really, really good that will help this world that they got trending like that. They just don't. And
Yeah,
it's sad because that's what we like. We as people like all this reality shows. We like all that negative drama shit. We like to go look for a good fight on social media. You know, people are
right.
fighting all the time.
There's a
You
reason
see
for
more
that
people
though.
trying to film things.
There's a reason, and it's so funny you say that because it's been a lot of this. I may chime into some of this new reality shit. This well, it's not even reality shit, bro. It's just whatever it is. This Zeus shit, the shit that be on Zeus and shit. It's not even. We all know it's not real. It's really just for the entertainment. So niggas be on there fighting and acting a fool and shit. So some of it is kind of funny. You might kind of just catch a clip or something. So it is whatever. But this shit is really ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
And
truly
again,
ridiculous. So I do be catching a lot of that. It's just funny that you brought that up because that's been trending. A
it's
lot
just
of this has been trending.
in a way, the way I see it, and I'm not trying to defend what Kanye's doing because maybe he wasn't doing it for a good intention. Maybe he did do it for a bad intention. Maybe he
Go
wanted
ahead.
people to remind people what went on with the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
You never
Mm-hmm.
know. But
Mm-hmm.
if again he did it the right way because what he wanted to get out of it because he already knows how the world is. He wants that attention.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we might think, okay, there's something wrong with him mentally. Yeah, everybody has some mental problems. We can't deny that. We all have issues. But but
Right.
just
That's
because
funny.
we don't agree with a person does not mean that they have mental issues.
Right. You're not quick and easy.
Because
Quick and
we
just be
don't know
like,
what is mental issues. We don't know what's normal. Shit.
he's I mean, bro is bipolar, I think, right? So,
And
but
you know what? So many people can say that fucking bipolar. Oh wow.
yeah, it's kind of like
That's
it's well, the bipolar thing is so it parallels so much with his, what I'm saying, his sun sign. So it's like that's just could be just a literal personality trait mixed with some kind of like somewhat equilibrium, like in the nigga mind, like his brain. It's like it's not. I don't want to call it an imbalance, but it's the way his shit is set up. Like that's just how his personality can change, and he can just do this or do whatever. And that shit always don't be some kind of disorder. Like it might not be anything really about that. He could just be a special person, and that just can be how that is. Some people just is ingrained in stuff, and then when they get on drugs and certain things happen to them, that shit kind of accelerates that shit times 10. And sometimes that shit can accelerate their whole life going forward. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at DMX, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Look at other
But I
people,
feel at the end of
you
the
know what I'm saying?
day
So,
that what
yeah,
everybody's doing, like just Kanye West, everybody does something in order to get the attention. Everybody wants to be out there and be known, being seen. That's what people
right.
do. That's what a lot of people, what we see, are trying to do. They they
Yeah,
they
he wanted niggas
they
to see
want
that, and I think he wanted niggas to also feel. I feel like he wanted to inflict a lot of confusion and pain. I think he was doing that on
yeah,
purpose
yeah.
because he knew what it was finna happen. I got to be real about that, and I got to
He
be
knew what
honest
was
and be
gonna
like,
happen.
he knew it was finna happen, and he knew the pain and the frustration and the anger niggas was gonna have, and confusion that was gonna start with niggas, and he knew that was gonna be something that niggas can kind of deal with from an energetic level. So if you dealing with that, then you will know like this is all good for niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's why the niggas did it. So much to the point where even though niggas shut it down, niggas is still there from a, like niggas already did it what they were supposed to do. So it's like my thing though is like if you really want niggas to really be dealing with this, bro, niggas gonna have to take a different approach, man. Like it's
Yeah.
so much information out here, bro, that niggas can consume, man. That niggas can just put together and give to niggas and say, listen, bro, this is what's going on with this. Check it out. Remember when I said so and so, bro? Check it out. Look at this. Hey, remember this and that? Check it out. Look at this. Right? I had a person, you know what I'm saying, that I know personally. Me and this person was talking, and we were talking about how this niggas is just misusing their platforms, you know what I'm saying? And when me and the bro was chopping it up, it was just apparent. Like nobody really is using the platforms like that they have. Okay, so let's say you in your rap saying certain shit, but you're not really on your platform, you're not utilizing it to propel the shit forward. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of
Well,
yay,
not everybody's gonna do it that way. That's the thing because,
I guess you're
like
right.
you're saying, you're trying to
Right.
promote something, but it's not going as well. But when you tie something negative or something dramatic, something that's gonna catch the eye,
Bullshit.
that's when it's gonna go ahead and rise. And unfortunately, that's the way the world is right now. We like negative shit. We like fights. We like all this stuff that's happening. Unfortunately, that's the way the world is fucked up right now.
I think, you know what I'm saying, just generally speaking, it's like this, like right. Um, I ain't saying everybody has this controversial perspective, right? So niggas don't all have to be like in this certain state where niggas is like, yeah, bro, I believe, aliens, live in disguises and stuff or something. You know what I'm saying? Some conspiracy type theory shit. That could be very much well so true, but whatever, right? Um, it don't gotta be that far fetched. It don't gotta be, you know what I'm saying? So going into what just generally speaking, the Kendrick shit, it's just like it even Ye and like any some of like these other people that do have these stances on certain things. I be, a lot of people be waiting for certain like, you know, niggas be waiting for niggas to push this shit forward because they speaking on certain things. They're talking about certain things. Specifically like with Kendrick, he's saying that niggas is indigenous. He's saying niggas is this, niggas is that. So if you have a platform that big, bro, you can also use that platform to also like really push this shit forward, propel this shit forward. If niggas want to be controversial, niggas want to change, okay, well, yeah, let's change something that really affects all niggas. That will be beneficial to all niggas, bro. You know what I mean? With Ye, I'm thinking to myself, it's like, wow, bro, so wait a minute, man. And I love Ye, bro. Nope, no, you feel me? Right?
And we're gonna
So,
see. We had to
but
see until because he is going to go ahead and put a statement out. I'm sure, and that's what we had to wait and
this
see what
nigga
goes on from
spent
there.
$8 million
And that ain't nothing for
on a
him.
commercial, and it's not nothing for him, really, right? And I'm so glad you said that. It's not nothing for Ye to do that. He spent 8 M's on a commercial to put that symbol on the shirt and then, do whatever with it. Whatever he got planned with it, we'll see, right? Right.
Yeah,
But he didn't do anything to touch these people and help these people, uplift these people, free these people. He is also a nigga who was talking about niggas is indigenous and niggas is this and that, right? I've been saying that for the last 7, 8, 9 years. My homies and all my niggas, all my bros and shit that's really on that has been saying that for the last 10 years, bro. We all been on this paradigm shit, bro. We all been doing this shit. We all been doing work from different levels, bro. If you're saying this shit, bro, and you really mean this shit, you can't just be on here ranting shit and saying this shit, bro. It's a million of us saying that shit online, bro. You have the resources, you have the money, You have all this shit to do the right things, bro. And it's like you're not really doing it. You're doing it the wrong way, bro.
Maybe he's
You supposed to
choosing to
be
do it the
really
wrong way.
doing this
That's the
shit. You
thing.
could have
Maybe that's
spent
the
$8
way.
million to help homeless people, bro. That and you could have put that shit on a commercial. Now, my nigga, that would have been. What
But
are you
that's the
talking
thing,
about?
though. I
What are
mean,
we talking about? Like you didn't do nothing for people. You just did something to hurt people, to try to make us to fight some people. And what are you fighting these niggas? You don't need. You can just like, bro.
right.
You
But
could just prove that niggas is the real niggas, bro, and they would have to deal with it because you can easily prove that niggas is the real niggas. It's too much. It's too much information out now to not prove niggas is the real niggas, bro. Just prove it. It's nothing. It's irrefutable at some point. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I get tired of
well,
this shit. Like with Ye, bro, he just makes shit so
well, we're
hard
gonna
to, you know.
see because, as always, when he does something that catches
I
everyone's
don't know,
attention, I
man.
mean, he puts out a statement and explains. But again,
You
you're
right.
right in a way, but we
You
can't
right.
we can't just judge them on the way they use their money or use their power or whatever, their
Mm-hmm.
status,
Mm-hmm.
and to make it positive. Because again, like I said, a lot of people are more immune to negative shit than the positive shit.
Right, because that's what's fun. That's the real shit, you know.
So, I
You
mean,
know, like
it is
what's
what it is, and we're gonna see.
you know what I'm saying? Love, like you said, bro. I mean, Jazz, my bad. Excuse me.
I'm not your bro, man.
You all right? Because I'm laughing so hard that I'm just out of place. I'm just out of place because I'm thinking about the first thing we was really actually gearing up for, which was these law changes and shit. And I'm just laughing because
Man,
it's funny because you know what I just thought about, bro. The
what?
nigga who was pulled up at the drive-through and did that shit,
Oh, so let's talk quickly
right?
about that before
And
we
now
move to
niggas is
the main topic.
proposing, right? That's
That what?
crazy. Now niggas is trying to propose. Maybe niggas just shouldn't do whatever. When this nigga
Propose
coming through
what?
the drive through. You know what I'm saying? The law changes about niggas. You feel me? I don't really like, you feel me,
No, it
niggas
wasn't
doing
because
whatever,
of
right?
that,
I'm
okay?
not saying it is because of that, but it's just so interesting that had happened. A couple things had happened. A lot of things had happened. Incidents had happened, and then niggas had started saying, you know what? We, all these different things going on. We could try to propose something against these niggas that's doing or whatever.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't like that.
You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
what it started. Okay, so what we're talking about today's main topic is the new law that they're trying to push, which is the Contraception Begins at Erection Act. They're trying to pass this law, starting with Mississippi, because again, we're going back where the abortion became banned, right? So we banned abortion, and as we know, what we seen at that time, women were upset. Women were pissed off because rights were taken away from us. We did not have that option anymore for women that needed to, make a decision. No matter what, it's a very hard decision. As soon as we find out we're pregnant, it's a very hard decision what we're going to do, because nobody's ever prepared or ready to have a child, to have a family. It happens when it happens, and you go through it. Either you decide to keep the child or you don't. And so the way the abortion was banned is because they didn't think it was right for to become so easy to access as an option, when, first of all, I don't agree they should have banned abortion completely. They should have had in a case by case scenario, um, because there are times that we women will make a mistake, and then we realize that we got pregnant, and we we're not prepared. We're really not mentally prepared to have a child. So why not have that option where, okay, I don't have to have a child right now. I could clear this, and then when I'm ready, I'll have children. But from what I have learned, experience from before from other people, that some women will just go there, hey, like another day at the damn fucking nail salon. You just go pay them a bill, say, have the abortion, go home. And a lot of them will have multiple abortions, which then it does affect your body years later. When you're ready to have a child, it could damage your body where you might not be able to conceive no more.
Right.
And so, right. Imagine that, right?
Right.
And then when they put abortion into a ban in law, it really made women lost, because now we're being forced to have that child, right?
Mhm.
And so what they were trying to say is basically, we're putting this basically to make it more a responsibility and try not to get pregnant. Then on our end, okay, fine. If I don't want to become pregnant, if I don't want to have children, then I better go ahead and use birth control. Some other type of birth control in order for me not to get pregnant, so that I won't get to that situation where I won't be able to get an abortion.
Mhm.
So they were really upset. Women were really upset that this passed. And it's like, why are you just putting restriction on us?
Mhm.
We're the ones that had to carry the child and everything. It's like, why are we at fault with just our bodies? Why is it just us? So, taking it back to Mississippi, the state
Right.
senator there, Mr. Bradford Blackman, said, he's a Democrat, said he introduced this bill last month in January, that it would seemingly ban men. Okay, now everybody needs to listen to it. Will seemingly ban men from masturbating or engaging in other sexual acts when they have no intent to fertilize an embryo. The bill is called the Contraception Begins at Erection Act. So the way they're saying, that's where it does start. It starts with the men. I mean, we're gonna have a little sex education right now. It becomes with the men. As soon as the men, why are you laughing at me?
Well, because
As
it's
soon as
funny.
the
It's
men
like
ejaculate,
it's basically it is right. It's basically a little sex ed 101, real quick.
yes, and it starts with you men. Okay, you men are the ones that have the control.
That
Okay, that if you ejaculate, you come in a woman, the woman most likely might become pregnant unless your little men are dead. But
right.
then it comes to us. We're the ones that have to make this big decision, because we're the ones that carrying this child. Now, there's been times where the man would like to also put in his opinion, because it's like, you're about to carry my child, because that's part of me,
Right.
right? And women, a lot of women say, no, well, this is my body. I'm going to decide what I want to do. And so they're trying to say that, yes, it's starting with the men, and a man, basically, if he does not want to get someone pregnant, he needs to go ahead and strap it on. He needs to strap it on, because it could actually lead to him getting in trouble. Because what if the man gets the woman pregnant, and the woman didn't have no intent to go ahead and procreate, not to have a child? She could actually get you in trouble with the police, saying, hey, I wasn't trying to have this child, because now she can't even have an abortion. So they were saying that we need to try to go ahead and get this pass because we should also make the men responsible, because if we go from the beginning where the men can be more mindful of this, then maybe the men will make better decisions and wouldn't have to put that woman in that predicament, in that place where she has to try to go ahead and either keep the child or go do somewhere illegally, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it says the Contraception Begins at Erection Act will make it unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material without the intent to fertilize an embryo. It includes exceptions for sperm donation and using contraception to prevent fertilization.
Right.
So
Right.
it would be illegal for you to ejaculate, for you to finish, if you're not trying to procreate.
So I got a couple
Now,
questions.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I had two
No, go
questions.
ahead.
So, do you feel like women would just be opposed to adoption because they would have to go through the process of giving birth? So they feel like if I'm giving birth, I'm gonna keep the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing, though. Okay,
Because I'm like,
this,
even though you can't have an abortion per se, you can still offer a baby up for adoption, so a baby can have
right.
a life somewhere
But,
else until you're ready or something.
well,
You know what I'm
and that's the
saying?
thing. Yes, you do have that option, okay, that you could give up the child for adoption. You could, yeah, you could actually, they even have that option where you could, like, if it was an unwanted pregnancy, you don't want the child, soon as you have that child, you could leave it at a fire station or something, you don't want it, just don't kill the child, don't kill the baby, give it up. But there's so many kids in the system
Yeah,
that there's not enough people that are adopting, or even the way the economy is right now, it's too expensive,
that is true. That is true.
you know?
I met some
And
people that
so,
want like personally adopt because they just that's a life goal for them. They just feel strongly about adopting kids or helping kids in the system, or So I get
eh,
that. I get it.
but the one thing that's very hard is if you do keep that child, you're carrying the child for 9 months. A lot of women, well, if you'll know that you're a good mother when you're bonding with your child that hasn't even been born yet.
Right.
You start
Right.
connecting with them because you start feeling the kicks. You start, every time you eat, you're eating for two. There's certain things that you're getting used to, where your mind is getting prepared that you're about to have this child, whether you keep it or not. You're about to have this child, and you've been going through 9 months of having this child grow inside you, that by the time the child is born, there's been people that have changed their mind at that moment when they see the child, that they don't want to give it up for adoption no more.
Exactly. Exactly my point.
And they have the right. As soon as that child is born, the mother has all the rights. So, it's just saying, it's like, do we want to keep putting people like that in situations where they think they're going to have a child, but they're not, because the mother decided to keep the child after that? It's a very hard thing for a woman to go through in the pregnancy. So a lot of times we end up keeping the child, but then there's so many women out there that don't know how to take care of the kids, that would not take care of them, that rather go ahead and get them somebody, child protective services, go ahead and take the kids. They rather go ahead and do that. Or, they get to the point that sometimes they kill their own children. So why not prevent a lot of that stuff the way they see it, when we just need to ban abortions? So maybe women will be a little bit more responsible about, hey, maybe if we're going to have sex, then you better strap it on. But why put it all on the woman? when again,
Okay.
it
Okay.
starts with you men.
I would say this, right? Like, and I'm glad you gave a real perspective from a woman, because that's why I was asking that question, because I'm like, that's the only thing I could understand with being super irate about it, because there is other alternatives when you're not ready for a kid. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, okay, so maybe it's just the aspect of even going through pregnancy, bond, like you said, bonding with a kid, going through the process of having, the kid, the childbirth, which is painful and all that. You bond with the kid, you see the baby and all that. You gonna want to keep the baby. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
baby gonna
because it's
want to be
part of
with you.
you.
Yeah, the baby gonna want to be with the baby. Ain't gonna want to be like, yeah, all right, now the baby gonna go somewhere else. You're not gonna want to just be like, yeah, I'm not gonna keep the baby now. You're gonna want the baby, and the baby gonna want to be with you. So it's hard to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I totally understand that aspect to be like, you know what? Let me just stop this now, because if I don't stop this now, it's gonna go into the other processes, and it's gonna be even harder to kind of be like, all right. And if I'm
Exactly.
not ready for this, like we just seen this, this thing on the it was a case on the news. I forgot where they was from, but the lady, the two little kids who passed away in the car and shit. You feel me? They
Yeah.
froze to death outside the casino.
Oh,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
heard something like that. Yeah.
And they were telling her like, "Yo, why you got the babies? You had all this help." And mind you, maybe she could have, but like she basically just told the father like, "Hey, come get the kids." The dad couldn't get the kids necessarily because he working to provide some type of saying lifestyle for himself, and whatever he can do for the children. So he can't just not work. He can't just call off 2 days to just sit and watch them. He can't also pay the other people to
Right.
watch them. So he got to arrange that so he can do it. I get it, right? You know what I'm saying? But now that it's a position where she don't have money, so she's trying to win money. She at the casino,
Right.
and she got the fucking kids there. Unfortunately,
And,
you know what I'm
and that's
saying?
the thing.
So it's
Not
like
to.
maybe she was never really ready for children. Maybe she
There you
didn't really
go.
wanna. Maybe she doesn't have the support system for children. She thought she gonna have a
Right.
child, and she don't have it now.
Right.
You live in another state. These other people, whatever. Maybe she don't feel comfortable asking your family to do stuff because of
Right.
y'all's situation. Maybe she just feel
Right.
like I just got to figure this out. And ego and pride with women is really strong. Like when they feel like they on their own, and y'all feel like y'all gotta figure some stuff out. Y'all getting to the point where it be like, you can't really tell me nothing. I'm on go
Right.
mode right now. I got to do this. I got problems, and until they solved, I got to do that. Y'all turn into that kind of mode, and I understand because that's how men think. Whenever things are going a certain way, we got to handle it. Until it's handled, we not really settled. So I get it, but hey, that's how things have happened. And it's like these are kind of situations in case we'll be like, all right, well, maybe she wasn't supposed to have these kids. These kids are only 2, 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? Maybe certain
Right.
things happen where she wasn't ready for kids, and she was trying to show she needed the help and show she needed whatever, but she couldn't whatever, right? It be so many different things and cases that be happening where I understand what you're saying now. My only thing with this shit I could say is like niggas could have should have considered woulda shoulda coulda is whatever, right? But if the possibility, if this shit was really proposed in, what I mean, the setting for bills to be pushed forward into legal action, bro, they should really start incorporating the fact of niggas just doing harmful acts to people that end up in people being pregnant. That should have been the main focus. Shit like that. Or certain conceived actions where people both agree that they didn't know each other that well, or they were both intoxicated. They didn't necessarily take advantage of each other, but they were both intoxicated maybe, or it should be some main focuses here. Just saying niggas can't get hard is weird, first of all. And on top of that, it's like kind of broad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's niggas who make content and it's porn stars, it's people who do whatever. So now niggas can't work in these certain states now. Is that what you're proposing? That these people who do that shit for work, they can't do that? Or you can't just it's weird. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But if you
yeah.
focused on people getting hard, you know what I'm saying? Or people getting taken advantage of, and that turns into a like the little girl, the guy who just had all these different, you know what I'm saying, these years that they put on them, bro, for the little girl who got pregnant. or whatever supposedly happened, and she went missing and shit, and they blaming the auntie, they blaming the nigga, all that shit. Like that's the kind of shit that happens, right? That's something where that could be a charge put on that. Like, hey, you did this, it resulted in this, and this, boom. I see you targeting things of that nature, but just kind of proposing this is kind of silly because it doesn't
Well,
target specific things. Because people don't do whatever they want to do,
but it,
no
it, it
matter
does
what.
though. It does because the thing
Mhm.
is they put in a responsibility on both male and female. It's
I
like,
get you.
hey,
That's why I'm
this is
saying that. If you get
it.
if you supposedly are somebody and they catch you and they be like, yeah, bro, hold on, you got a girl pregnant too, and you supposedly are her because we found your DNA on this person,
Well, and
you gonna
that's the
get blah
thing
blah
though.
blah, right?
I wonder how that's gonna work because, like I said, they try to make people responsible because people are being careless. Like you said, people go out, they get drunk at a party, they hook up, then she finds out she's pregnant, then most likely she don't know who it was, or he ends up leaving as soon as she tells him. It's like, and now she's stuck with this child. Well, first of all, you were stupid. You shouldn't have got drunk. If you got drunk, you know what you were still doing. And you know, it's
Right,
your fault for not saying nothing. If you didn't want to have a child, because that's gonna happen no matter what. Even if you get drunk, even once, you're gonna get
right.
pregnant. There's a chance that you might get pregnant,
If you
and that's what
fucking
should be in
yeah,
your mind. And so,
mm-hmm.
let's say it did come out good, where the guy decides, okay, I guess we're having a baby, but
Right,
they realize then, what if they have nothing in common? They can't stick together. So the way they're trying to do is like, okay, you guys are going out of control, and as we see society now, there's a lot more single parent households, and it's really losing what how the world the way I want to say the world is scripted, the way the world was created, the way is what was the word?
Mhm.
I don't know. But
I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're
but
saying.
yeah, but they try to make it seem it's like, okay, well, if they pass this bill on men, um, it's like I say, it's just saying basically you better strap it on. If you as the man, you know what's gonna happen too. If you bust in her, chances are you might get her pregnant. Okay, so for your
Right.
responsibility, since
Mhm.
there's no real male birth control, maybe you should go ahead and just strap it on
Of course. I
so
mean, you
you
should do
won't
that.
get her pregnant. So then you don't have to deal with baby mama, baby daddy drama, and paying child support and whatever else that comes with it, always arguing and everything like that, and letting this kid see this.
Right.
Maybe we make better decisions and we wouldn't be struggling or trying to find the resources or even try to think about, I wish I would get an abortion. Hey, maybe you could prevent that. It shouldn't be always falling on the woman because it always has been. Okay, men don't want to wear a condom because it doesn't feel the same. Okay, so then you have women to be responsible by taking birth control. Well, we know that birth control is not as effective as a condom. Okay, so and then how are you gonna believe the woman? You yourself. I could say, okay, I could just say, yeah, I'm on birth control just so I could have sex or not, but I really am not.
Hmm.
Are you gonna believe her? You probably will. You just want to go ahead and get in that pussy, and that's it.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, sometimes it be like that, and it be like that. I mean, that's why I'm like, in general, I do get that perspective because it prevents things like that. Like it's like it intends. It's like, okay, so if you're gonna have a baby. Then if you're not, then don't do it. It's like a practice abstinence type of thing, right? What I
Well,
would say is put an age restriction on it. If you're gonna really kind of practice and you want to put this
but
conservative perspective on it, put an age limit on it. Do a 19 and up, 21 and up thing, 20-year-old and up. If you're not 20 years old or and up, you shouldn't be doing nothing. So if you have a baby or whatever, and it turns or whatever, bro, and niggas whatever, bro, you can, maybe be, whatever for that, whatever, because even with the whole
What?
perspective of saying you're going to find somebody or so, or do something to somebody for that is crazy. The only aspect I can kind of understand it is if it's really resulted in something that's like crazy, like criminal or something. So if you hurt somebody, then niggas is like, yeah, bro, I man, you need to take this precaution. You need to, you know what I'm saying? You need to take this hit because not only did you do this, but you also hurt somebody in the process, and you had a baby, or and whatever, you know what I'm saying? And she had to have an abortion, so you got to have a charge.
Well, and
That's
that's the
extra
thing what they're
hard.
trying
So
to
you know what I'm
do.
saying?
Like, they're
Like
trying to make it seem like, okay, it is a bad thing when you're trying to, like you say, well, you're not hurting nobody. Yeah, you are. You're hurting the child that's going to be born. You're hurting the woman that can't have those options, even though it is the woman's responsibility too. But now you put her in a place where she's forced to make some kind of decision, and a lot of us will not have that peacefulness if we had an abortion, because it's already bad enough when you had to do that knowing that you are pregnant and then you come out and you're not. Or, even when you have a miscarriage, it is really takes a toll on us mentally and emotionally, that as soon as we know that we might have a child in there, we have already been a mother. We're a mother, and and whether if you're a natural mother, if you're gonna be a good mother, you're gonna feel that it's like you don't want to go ahead and give up this baby, even though you're struggling, you might not be able to do it, blah blah blah. You just cannot terminate the pregnancy, right?
I mean, when you
And
got the
so,
heart, you got a real heart. You know what I'm saying? Or
yeah, but it's a
and
lot
if you're
that we
gonna
had to
do it,
go through,
yeah.
because we had to go through it 9 months, and then we have a child, and then we have a child for the rest of our lives. Now, for us women, we have that child. It's popped out of our bellies. We keep that child. Men don't have it like that. Men can just up and leave. So again, this is something basically, oh, so you just gotta pick up and leave, but you just knocked me up.
Hmm.
But
Okay. So this also reminds me of just generally, even you saying that is like this is kind of just what happens, and even the animal kingdom is just niggas following that template, or that is just it's a template that niggas have followed for a long time. Like just have children, do whatever. Like nigga just lay whatever, do whatever. Like get as many as you can. Like and if if you have a kid, you have a kid. It's just niggas be kind of like living like that. It's like that. And even in
well,
the animal kingdom, bro, like niggas kind of have all these kids, and like the lion just have the kids and just walk around fucking the lions and lionesses and shit, and just
well,
having the kids
yeah,
and
but
doing
the
whatever.
man is
Like
supposed to go. Well,
nigga,
okay.
just I don't
So,
know, it's ingrained somewhere.
well, it's been known that yes, men are supposed to reproduce. They're supposed to have
Yeah,
as many
niggas is
children as
supposed
they
to
can to carry their name,
literally,
right?
literally, and you get pregnant once, and then I can have 10 babies at one time. I mean, it just is what it is. That's just how things are, and it's ingrained in like some type of way it
But
is.
that's the thing, though. It's not just about that, because you guys don't see it. Well, it takes money to take care of this child,
Of
you
course,
know. And if you leave, you're supposed to leave to maintain, to make sure, hopefully, you could somehow financially take care of your child.
right,
Okay, and that's the thing. A lot of men leave. They don't take care of their child. They don't give a fuck sometimes.
bro. Some niggas. That's what I meant by when I said some niggas really live like that. Some niggas really like is ingrained somewhere.
But
Some
and that's
niggas
why
are
they want.
just like that. I don't know what it
And that's what
is.
they're trying to change, though, because
I
it's
don't know.
really not fair. Because
It ain't. It ain't.
because one thing is like
Especially
a
when you
man
have a
should be
man
around,
that's letting you
especially
see the baby, or that wants you to be around the baby, or that's not giving you a difficult time. It really kind of don't be no excuse, bro. You can still get the money and still deal with the shorties, bro. You can still even fuck with them other bitches, bro, and still see your shorties, bro. You can still hustle and still see your shorties, bro. Like it don't be no real. It don't be really nothing, bro. And I'm a
you cannot
nigga,
just
bro.
disappear
You
and
can't
then
just
just
disappear, bro.
leave it there for
No
the woman to
excuse.
take care of.
No excuse, bro. When you have a decent BM that wants you in your kid's life, bro, it's no excuse, bro. It's no excuse, bro. So it just be like, that's why I'm saying, like, some niggas literally just is ingrained in just kind of just operating a certain way. And they can't, I don't,
But that's why there should be
and
consequences
that's
then.
when they should be. And I get, that's why I'm
That's
like, and
why they're trying to
usually
pass the
niggas be
law.
younger, and usually niggas be younger. Like when they act this way or they think in
Yes.
these type of ways. So it'd be like, all right, bro, if you under 20, 25, bro, and you doing this, bro, you need to be doing this. Okay, you got to pay extra child support. Okay, you got to do this or that. You know what I'm saying? You got to do, and you still in school, bro. You had a baby, bro. You got to do this, bro. Now all these other things, now I do get that because
But
then
that's
now you can
why
enforce that.
they're
So
trying to impose it. If they do pass it,
yeah,
there's a
I can't be
fine.
mad at that. Like my high school, bro, they was called the Pregnant Pirates. That was the nickname for us. You know what I'm saying? Because all the underage women that was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Or dealing with older niggas and shit like that. It is what it is. And if niggas know, if you know,
But
you
it's
know.
now it is what it is. No, because this is
That's
a
not
child
good,
you bring
right? But
into the
that's what
life.
happened. That's what happened.
But that's what they're trying to avoid. They're trying
No,
to put the restrictions so then again it starts with the men to stop being so careless and wouldn't put women into this
I agree.
position where they had to struggle. Why does the woman
I
have to
agree.
get punished by being pregnant and the man
I
is not
agree.
there?
I agree. And
So,
just generally, y'all too fucking young to be
but
doing
and
that.
that doesn't even
It's
matter. Yes, yes, people
bro,
are too young to have sex if you're not gonna become
you don't
responsible.
even know what you're doing, and or you just didn't know. You don't know what you're doing. Like you don't know
So,
what you're
and
doing.
that's the thing. Why the senator
No,
says this actually puts more into a man's perspective to really think because it will be charges and you will be fined
let me.
if
Can we play? I just wanted to play. What he said because I thought it was really, really in depth and
well,
interesting
let me go ahead and
because.
finish the story though, because
Oh
before
yeah,
we get
do
to the
that. Yeah,
video, okay?
because yeah, please, because it was other aspects, right?
Well, the thing was before we showed the video, because the thing is, once he passes this law, like I was trying to say, they're trying to make it more into perspective where the man is going to think before he decides to finish in a woman or not. And if it's something where he breaks this, there is a fine for it. There's a fine that you're gonna have to pay. The first offense, the fine is $1,000. Second offense is 5,000, and the third time and after that is 10,000, and it could go all the way up to a felony. So they're trying to really pass this law to again prevent it where we're just carelessly reproducing and when don't have that intent. And that's what it is, the intent to procreate. People are not intentionally trying to. There's very few people that plan, okay, yeah, we'll have a baby, but
Crazy.
it doesn't intentionally happen all the time like that. So that's why they're trying to push this to make it more aware for
Mm.
people to be more responsible. So as soon as this was out there, because it's not just Mississippi, now Ohio is trying to pass a law. While this was going on, and the video you're about to play, the senator has an interview with TMZ explaining that ever since he introduced this bill to his state. He didn't realize that it was going to go nationwide. And people
Mhm.
have a lot of opinions about this. They don't agree with it. And a lot of people were pissed off, right? People are pissed off at him. It's like, why would you do this? Same thing. Again, it's happening just how the abortion ban was going on. So,
Right.
and it is interesting, the video that I sent you. If you want to play it now, you can.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm considering everything because some of that I didn't even um consider prior to just being a fine. Like, cause we was actually just I was just saying that before you finished that aspect. I was like, what about what you gonna do? Charge niggas? And now you just said it's $1,000. That is crazy, bro. Then
Yeah.
5 is crazy, bro.
Now, and that's the thing.
Like,
I also
what are
want you
you
to think,
talking
what if you
about?
had, what if you had a daughter though? Okay. You raised a daughter. Do you then, as a father, do you think that that law will be justifiable?
I
You
don't.
try to
I'm
do
just.
whatever you can to protect your daughter, not to have just to go ahead and have a child that won't have no father and all this stuff.
Right. I mean, I get it. I'm just. I'm like, dude, man. Like,
What?
if it went to the baby or something, maybe it'd be a little more like, cause like you said, niggas just do that shit and bail out, right? So maybe if the rack went to the baby or something or the BM, it'd be like, all right, cool. But it's just like, damn, this nigga, and I guess basically what you're saying is if you have a baby illegitimately out of wedlock or something, or
That's
if
what
you
they're
just
trying to prevent.
right, right. So if you have if you have a baby out of wedlock, the proposed thing is you could be fined this
Exactly.
money and stuff, basically. And I
You'll
guess
be
the determining things is I guess the girl saying that y'all are estranged, so y'all are, or I mean, sorry, not estranged, but you know what I'm saying, like y'all aren't together, so it's that both of y'all are saying y'all aren't together, or the woman saying yeah, the man isn't involved. So then it says okay, so now we get the law involved, I guess, and it's like yeah, okay, so now charge the nigga, right?
and again, that could
I
happen
guess.
where it could be where, you know, there were there's just so many situations that we don't know right now
Yeah, that's
how
I'm just
that's
trying to
going to
rationalize
happen.
with it. Yeah,
But it will be
right.
brought where if the woman does end up getting pregnant and she didn't have the attention or she didn't have no agreement with the man to conceive this child,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he could get
Then they
in
could
trouble.
charge the nigga. Oh, so basically, what I'm seeing now is it's almost kind of like how you could just put a body on a nigga and just be like, yeah, he did this to me and it's his baby type shit. And until they can prove that it's not your baby or it's you didn't really actually do whatever to the girl, you got to go through the legal process. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of cases have happened like that, depending on
Well,
what the
yeah, you always guilt
circumstantial
him to
shit
proven
is.
innocent. That's the thing. You
Exactly.
always guilt him to
That's
proven
my point.
innocent. But that's
That's
the
my
thing,
point.
though. To
That's my point.
prevent all that, then either strap it on
I mean, it
or
won't
pull
really
out.
prevent it because if you do it, that's what's gonna happen to you. They're gonna
But
be
that's
like
what
that,
I'm saying. That's why, in a way, the law is will be beneficial because it's gonna go ahead and make the men more responsible. Hey, I know I don't want to have a child with her, so
or
but
a
I still
baby.
want
I
to
don't want to
fuck.
have a baby.
So
Right? Yeah, right. I ain't trying to no baby right now, so I ain't finna do
so and
whatever. Yeah.
actually, I just look at statistics on condoms, and it has dropped sales from
Mm.
2011. It was like 9.3 billion that sold compared to 2024, 7.3 billion. That's a
Okay,
huge
crazy.
difference.
That's a big difference. I mean, I just that's pretty crazy. I
And
mean,
that's not saying
yeah,
because more
pretty crazy.
people are trying to create families because they're not.
They not.
They're
No,
not.
they
When
not.
again, they need to also see it's like this child is about to be raised by one parent, the other parent is absent. Kid is gonna wonder, kid is gonna go ahead and act out, and that's how it goes.
Pretty much. That's why I get you. That's why it basically does, like you said, it prevents that aspect where it's like, look, bro, if you don't want it, whatever, then don't whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because basically, that's basically how that would go. Because if the girl said, "Nah, I ain't, this nigga did this, but I wasn't really trying to have a baby. He told me he had a condom on, or he told me whatever," so boom, and then they get him. And then he's, yeah, bro, you gotta take that charge. And he, that's probably something you might go to jail for 2-3 days or something. And they put you in the charge. And if you're not like you said, a repeat offender, so if you're not 2-3 babies in, 3-4 babies in, then they don't have to get you a $10,000 charge, or and then now you do a year in jail. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, right? That kind of shit. So it's like now it kind of makes more sense to like say if they were to do this to somebody, this is how it will go. You know what I'm saying? Like now you do have to say if you don't want this to happen in these particular states, this is what they're trying to do. Because maybe maybe it is really an outroar of people saying stuff like, well, we don't want all the responsibility of having a baby if this nigga, took advantage of me or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It might be some people in relationships that's like that, where people want to have a baby and the other person don't want to have a baby.
Well,
What if the nigga tries to do that to them and they can't have the
but okay,
abortion?
so this will work
Go ahead.
more like say,
You feel
okay,
me?
it's gonna work more towards where the woman, yes, when the woman is being forced to have sex, being
Have a
raped,
baby or some
and
shit.
ends
Yeah.
up getting pregnant, okay, um, since we don't have that option for abortion, then it'll be like, okay, then now we could go ahead and charge the man, not just for rape, but also conceiving a child without an intent to conceive. Maybe it was his intent, but if the woman did not have the intent to go ahead and have a child with you, then it is a charge, another charge that they're gonna have.
Right. So I think you definitely got a good point. That's why I'm really agreeing with you. I'm saying like those are certain cases that happen. And then what if the woman do want to have abortion because she really didn't have no mother, want to have no. It's actually a case that was I heard that was like that, and the woman did not want to have the baby, and she didn't want to get pregnant. And of course, she's believing the nigga whatever, saying he did whatever he pulled out or whatever, and he didn't. Now she don't want to have this baby, bro. And he niggas just trying to pressure her into having the baby, and now there are laws
Right.
passed where she can't fucking have the baby now. So
And
maybe there's
there's
a lot of women
situations
that's
like
like
that.
that. That's in Mississippi. That's like, no, fuck that shit, bro. I didn't want to have this baby. Y'all forced me, or I didn't want to have this abortion, and y'all whatever. We need to
Yeah.
change other stuff or something. Maybe it is a
Right, because
different
it
law.
could be like, say, okay, say you and
That's what
me
I'm kind of
talk, and I
understanding when
tell
you say
you,
that.
I don't want to have no kids. I am at the point I don't want to have kids no more. But because you're younger, you want to have kids. Maybe you didn't have no kids and you want to
I
have a
get
child.
that.
You
I get
lie.
that. I
You
get that.
lie and you say you pulled out and you did it, and now I'm pregnant. Well, yes, I could go ahead and sue you in court. Hey, Your Honor,
Literally,
we actually
literally.
had a conversation saying
That
that
and that's what I'm in
I
favor
made
of.
him
Right.
aware I did not want to have
I don't
children.
want to have no baby and shit. Now, if
Right.
because it's a lot of times that be happening, bro. And that's why I'm like,
Yes.
if the woman can get the money for the baby gets the money, I'm in
Yes.
favor of it. But if you saying the nigga gets charged, I'm like, damn, that's kind of harsh. But it's like, oh, if the baby gets the money, oh, okay, cool. So now if you have a nigga who did it 3 times, well, now you got to divvy up $10,000 or whatever to the 3 babies, or 3 women, or some shit, or
But it's not
whatever,
about the money. You have to realize, no, because
whatever.
that ain't nothing to go ahead and take care of baby. Why would I want $1,000? Hell
I
no.
don't know, shit.
And
Shit to help the
that should
baby or
make
something.
everything
The
better
money
because
go to
he's
the
being
family, the mom,
charged and give me the money. No, of course it's not gonna go to the child. It's gonna go to to the
the
court, to the
states.
government. Yes. Wherever
Oh,
it goes
trash, man.
to fund everything else. But it's not gonna go to the baby. So either way, no, she's screwed.
I don't really like it then as much. Then I mean, if it was certain things about it, I would be more like happy personally. But I mean, I understand why the nigga might want to do it. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe there is an aspect where people probably be like, yeah, this is something we want. And like I said, like some women that may be in favor of doing things where it's an equal thing, where it's like, okay, well, women can't have all the burden for having these babies if we live here. If something happens and shit, it's all these different laws and stuff we have to deal with. Because what if I really don't want to have this baby, or what if I really want to go through this pregnancy, or whatever? Like, I guess cool, right? So niggas might be not really in favor of that right now. So maybe he could just have some people that have influenced him, or some stuff he's saying that influenced him. You know what I'm saying? That was like, I actually might. What if we propose this bill to where it equals the playing field on men too, about having babies out of wedlock and stuff like you said, and preventing stuff like that. Maybe that is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Because this is an actual. You feel me? This is a black guy. So this ain't even a white dude. That's just
Right,
trying to like involve himself in people affairs. Like it's kind of different. That's why I was expecting it to be a white dude. It wasn't a white dude.
right. And
So I'm like, okay, you know. So what do you say? Did you want me to
if you had the video, we could play the video. Yeah,
Yeah, I got you. What this guy's name is? Gosh, what's his name? He's the
Bradford
Mississippi.
Blackman, the senator
Yeah,
of
that's right. Yeah,
Mississippi.
yeah. They say lawmaker on this particular clip. It doesn't give too much info, but here's
Yeah.
the guy here. I can't even count how many emails, voicemails, the Instagram messages, Facebook messages. But what I will say is, I'll break it down into response from men and from women. From women, it's about 80% positive. Thank you. Finally, you're putting a spotlight on the men's role. There's about 20% of the responses from women that are saying that I'm wasting time, wasting taxpayer money. And then on the men's side, it's actually about 50-50. About 50% are like, oh, thanks for pointing this out. I've got daughters, and it's always about what they can do and what they can't do. So thank you for spreading the spotlight on this. And the 50% of men that are not for it are upset. They are mad. And it's, I guess it's the times we live in now, because since you can just type something and hit send, but like I'm getting some of the most vile things that people can imagine that send to me. But it's actually it's kind of funny also in a sense. I've gotten some crazy messages from men, and then the next day they'll apologize because they hadn't read it or hadn't looked into it, and they're like, "Oh, I agree with what you're doing. I thought that you're really trying to restrict what men can do and what men can't do, but no, you're shedding the spotlight on how everything's about what the woman can or can't do." When the idea came to me sometime last summer, when I think it was somewhere in Texas, there was a bill that was going to make it punishable for jail time for someone assisting someone get an abortion. Like not the doctor, but like if you drove them somewhere, you could be arrested and jailed. And I was like, this is outrageous. And then it just popped in my head, well, what if we decide we want to regulate men? How would that reaction be? And I talked to my parents about it, and they're like, go for it. See what happens. And my dad joked that, hey, it might be like a first in the nation. You might get some publicity out of it. And then the cascading effect happened. And he was like, this was nowhere near what I thought was going to go on with this. And it's the same for me. I knew it would ruffle some feathers. I thought here in Mississippi. I didn't think it was going to be in Texas, California, South Dakota, Minnesota. I've gotten some emails from Canada. Like, it's just everywhere. And I did not anticipate that in the slightest. There's nothing in there that says that the police are going to run up in your house. The only way you would get in trouble is to tell on yourself. That's literally the only way you would get in trouble is if you did it, went to the police, was like, hey, I got something to confess. That's why it's just funny to me. Now I understand it more.
Well, and that's the thing, though. I mean, again, like how he said it, you kind of, like I've been saying it, you're avoiding that basically you're avoiding to leave the woman a decision because again, if
Mm,
a woman tries to go ahead and have an abortion right now, yes, she could go to jail. Why we
mm.
have to do that when it's not just us that's creating this child? It takes a man and a woman too. So both should be punished if they're not doing it the correct way. And that's the thing. No, people are becoming careless. We are overpopulated and they think that they need to cut it down. And so,
Hmm.
somebody said in the chat that, what do we think about condom business is doing with business with Donald Trump? Do we think that he's doing it? Probably. Again, there's so many things that are going on. There's reasons why all this stuff is going on. And
Mhm.
like I said, this law, if it passes or not, they're trying to make it where we're being more responsible because we are being careless. Everybody's having kids. And again, it's these kids are the ones that are getting punished at the end.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe this law will help, like I said, make people make better decisions.
It's funny. It's really in listening to what he's saying. It's really more so. That's why it's funny that people's trying to actually like like go crazy on him like that because it wasn't even like he really was saying. It was really just something that he wanted to just see what people would think about. It wasn't even like he was saying like, yeah, bro, niggas tomorrow, bro. If you do this, you know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
wasn't even like that. But niggas was talking about they was finna kill this nigga. It's crazy though. You know,
And that's the thing.
like
Again,
that's
it's something
crazy.
that he's
Like
just introducing because
yeah,
he's
it's
trying
a just
to
some yeah. Like it's not
give
even
an
like niggas. Yeah,
option to
yeah,
alleviate for the woman to go through all that hard decision that she has to go through. So why not again
do
make it
something.
where it
Yeah,
starts,
yeah,
which is
do
the
something.
man.
Yeah, do something. I don't know.
And if
Yeah,
the
I
man
mean,
can be more responsible,
yeah.
then maybe yes.
I feel
Then
like because it's more than just having the. It's more than just having sex. It's not about just having sex. It's about the children. It's about people getting women getting taken advantage of or hurt. You know what I'm saying per se, or you know what I'm saying, or other. Just even other aspects of that. So I get it, and that's why niggas are saying they can take further steps to do things to prevent all crimes type shit or all instances and stuff. I get that. You feel me? And when the nigga broke it down, he's really just proposing something. Like he said, it's like the only way you would really. That's why I'm like, how do you do this? Like, I mean, like you said, the nigga would have to tell him himself and be like, yeah, well, I got this girl pregnant, and I'm the father, and whatever, right? And the niggas be like, oh, okay, well, I guess we got to charge you for that, and you got to pay it through child support, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay
but
us
then
thousand
see, there
dollars or
you go,
something,
right there, child
right?
support. Now, did you
Right.
hear about what Donald Trump was trying to do about child support?
I heard about. I don't know. I heard about it, but I don't know
That
everything.
anyone that does pay child
So
support, they're the ones that could go ahead and claim, you know, the children on taxes, or they're the ones that,
right or something like
yeah.
that. Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
And
and
so,
yeah,
well, I was just gonna say, in a way, if they're
fun.
paying for it, but how many people really do pay? How many men are paying child support? Maybe now, if that passes, maybe now men would pay child support.
Or something. Um, that's
Well,
why
there's
I'm
no
like,
something. You're either gonna pay child support so you could claim them on the taxes. If not,
or
you're
you.
not gonna be
Oh,
able
I
to
get
do
what
it.
you're saying. I get what you're saying. No, 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 no. I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, and I mean that's the only way it would make sense, I guess, because exactly you would have to show either that you pay that child support if you're not with the girl, or you know what I mean. You provide for the children in a way that is substantial enough to be like, okay, you deserve to be able to put the babies on this. You to pay, shelled out $20,000 on the baby this year. All right,
Yeah.
bro. Now you can
If you
crowd
have given that much
or
money,
something.
yes.
That's
Yes.
kind of how I go anyway, really. But yeah, now it's more in favor of that, I guess. So it's like, I
But
guess. But what if
that
a
will
woman
make
is in that position that where she take care of the babies and the nigga ain't doing nothing? And she needs to
Well,
does it work the same way, I guess? I mean,
well,
but it's
it
more
shouldn't
so
be
men
like, I
obviously in
think
that
it shouldn't
position.
be like
But
where
I'm just
he has
saying,
to claim the children. I feel like, okay, say he is paying child support, okay, and you're about to
that's
do
why I'm
your
like, I
taxes.
gotta look
It
into
should be
this.
like a tax credit. Okay, here's your statement that you have
Pretty
made all
much.
this payment for child support for your child. Okay, we're gonna give you credit. You know, you can't, you shouldn't be claiming the children because at the end of the day, the mother is the one that's taking care of the children, no matter how much money you're getting, because you're not giving all the money because kids are expensive. The women are the ones mostly taking care of the children financially. The woman should be able to go ahead and use the children too. Now, again, if they do something where they could benefit the father or whoever, or the even sometimes the mother that are paying the child support, yes, they should get some kind of benefit if they're doing their taxes because they are taking care of their child.
I understand your point of view on that. I mean, I personally, I see that as, especially like, that's why I'm like, if you have a situation where you have a nigga that's like, yeah, obviously it's already in favor for the woman to be the sole custody, have the sole custody of the kid, unless you take certain steps to actually take your rights as a father. You know what I'm saying? You can't really do that. It's a lot of stuff that niggas just have to do. Um, but that's just kind of how that just go anyway. So it's like, if you was in that position and the woman was like, "Yeah, bro, this is what happened," you know what I'm saying? I am in favor of like niggas who are in these positions that aren't in the right. I can understand that, because it'd be like, yeah, bro, if you're not in the right, bro, you know what I'm saying? You flew into town, did whatever with this girl, got into it with her. Now you don't even live out here or something. And now it's some weird situation where y'all don't even be around each other, but you had a baby with her and you wasn't finna really be with her and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is type of stuff that can be prevented. That stuff can, you know what I'm saying? So now
Right.
niggas gotta kind of
Because
think about stuff like that, because now illegitimate kids can be had and they don't need to be had because you flew into town and was fucking with this bitch and didn't really, she didn't take a plan B in time or some shit. Like, I mean, and that's that happens, but it's just general, and that can happen, but and it's
but
not all
again,
wrong. Mistakes can
it
happen,
it starts
but
with the man because if without the man we
but
cannot create a child.
you do, you know, this is the thing, right? It does start with us because we are in control of the seed, where the seed goes.
Yes,
So that's not
yes.
even the fault. I
The
can't
seed
really
comes
put
from
fault
you
in that.
guys.
Is that's
Without the seed, we cannot
the
conceive.
girl gotta
And
obviously say yeah, but if she's
right
trusting you to be like, hey man,
now,
you controlling your seed, so you have to control your seed
now,
type shit.
if you decide to bust inside the woman, and the woman says supposedly she was on birth control or she's gonna take a plan B, and then she decides not to, she lied to you. Well, that's your fucking problem. You shouldn't have busted inside her, right? If you knew you didn't want to have a child, why are you gonna go ahead and trust somebody else with your seed?
That is crazy. You got that, but that's kind of like entrapment. So that's why it's like
Yes,
it's a slippery slope, man. It's weird.
yes. So
That's
in a
why it's like
way,
the
I
whole
kind of do
thing.
see these laws should be passing. Okay,
Yeah, I see. It's a slippery slope. Yeah. I see a lot of different angles. I see a lot of different angles because like what I think that's why he proposed it. You know what I'm saying?
but and that's what I
Right.
said.
And
The
then like
women
bro,
do it, and that's
he
why.
says a lot of people trying to
Why,
trap people.
Doctor Scorpio? Why would you go ahead and trust a woman
Excuse me.
unless you were with this woman in a relationship for a long time? Okay, fine. But if you just met this woman and you're trying to get the
Right.
pussy, why are you going to come
Right.
inside her if she just tells you, "Oh yeah, I'm on birth
Right.
control"? You don't know that. You're not. You most likely probably won't
Right.
be
I
there the next
mean,
day to see if she took the plan B.
you
And then you see her a
you
couple of weeks
right.
later. Oh yeah, guess what? I'm pregnant. You're the daddy. When you didn't want to have the child.
Oh,
So
you gotta
again, it starts
say
with
that.
you. You shouldn't have planted the seed, and none of this shit would have been happening to you.
Yeah, you do gotta. It's like no matter how much I want to just be like, yeah, man, you know it is, but it's like it is kind of a starting point, and that's just kind of how
But
it
it's
is.
also
So it
like
is kind
women,
of
like
saying like,
if I don't want to have a child, I'm gonna make
yeah, I
sure
mean,
I take the proper
you need to make
birth
sure.
control and
Yeah,
make sure that I don't get pregnant, just in case if there's a slip up,
yeah, but just
like
don't
you
fuck with
said,
niggas that you.
huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you said, just don't fuck with niggas that that you're just going to be doing something. Like you said, wear condom. Make sure you
Yeah. Women
doing
should go
it.
ahead and take it. If they're planning not to have a child, then you need to take the birth control. You need to take the plan B because you don't want to take it to the option when we don't have that option no more to have that abortion. So now you're stuck. So you, as the woman, should take your responsibilities, but it does start with the men because the man is the one that has to see. Like you said, you men are the ones in control to either get her pregnant or not.
Yeah, I think it is. Like I said, it's a slippery slope. That's why I was like, it sounds like entrapment. It's some in some points it could be. So that's why I'm like, it is some finer kinks that would have to be fine tuned with it. But then if they really did want to seriously propose it, it's not something that could be like now that I'm thinking of understanding and thinking about it, it's not something so much easy niggas to just be like, oh no, fuck that. We don't want to do that. They might actually consider that and be like, okay, well, what if you just change this or tweak this and do this and then we do it? You know what I'm saying? Or what if we add this to it and then we do it? And then might be like, okay. And then niggas could pass some law. Just
Well,
like they
and
just
that's
did
the
with
thing,
all the
though.
porn
Yes,
and all the other shit.
and it doesn't have to
And all the
be
other shit. So
fine tuned right now, but it will be where they have to go into detail. If they're going to pass this law, they need to go into
right.
detail on what this law entitles
And then
for you to
right.
go ahead and get charged a fine or even get it to become a felony. It could become a felony. So, uh,
Hey, if that hey, it just my thing is like I get it. It's just more on a level for me where population control is a high agenda. So him being who he that's different. But maybe like the people who are really affected by these laws in these states are really the people who are pushing and propelling for some change to happen. You know what I'm saying, in those regions. You know what I'm saying? It's because we aren't affected. They are. Some people were able to still get the care they needed, like some of the women, like because some women were still getting taken advantage of. That didn't just stop. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, or I mean, some people were still going through a lot of different things, so they didn't just stop just because some states was considering picking this up, and some states actually made it a law. Other states wasn't. So, like you said, some people were going where they needed to go to get stuff done.
well,
So,
and that's the thing,
you know what I'm
though.
saying?
I mean, it
So,
became so bad that, again, like I said earlier, if you
mm,
end up getting an abortion, yes, you could face jail time. Uh, the the doctor
right,
that performs it can lose your license, might not
yeah,
be able to work as a doctor no more. Anyone that will be involved in that would take some kind of position in that, whether to take you where you needed to go or whatever, they could get in trouble as well. So they're really trying to say, okay, you're the woman, you're about to carry this baby. Do you really want to carry this baby? No. Okay, then you better go ahead and use protection as well now as the men. Because, yes, in both ways, a man and a woman can get in trouble because they're not having intent to procreate. So it's just, again, it's going to control
it's
the
not
volume of the population because now it's going to make people think,
right.
well, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get a fine or a
That's I
felony.
think that's the goal.
And it could lead to the
Right.
part
That's
where,
the goal.
like you said, maybe people will practice more abstinence because they will be
Yeah.
too scared of
If they make yeah.
getting somebody
They
pregnant.
yeah. If they make that a law, all the young niggas is not doing nothing. They gonna make sure. If they really make that a law, you have a little illegitimate kid, you 18, bro, and you shouldn't be coming in the girl, bro, you gonna have to deal with that. And they gonna make sure, and you in Mississippi or whatever, bro, and they whatever, bro, they gonna yeah. If that happens, they gonna make sure niggas is doing the right thing. So I get it. Some aspect, it can have some good. There are some kids having kids that shouldn't have them. There are some adults
Right.
having kids that shouldn't have them. like literally. So it is what
Right.
it is, and sometimes people need to have a break. But that's why I was like, do some women feel the way they feel about it? Like having that pregnancy and being like, you know what, bro, I just did all of this, bro. I'm not just not gonna have a baby.
And
So
it happens a lot.
adoption is out. Yeah, so adoption. I'm not doing adoption. I had this baby, so I'm keeping it. I can respect it. I get it. So it'd be like I can't tell this
Right.
little,
But then you have to also see the aftermath about that.
I
Like you
ain't.
said, um,
I be out.
once she decides that she wants to keep the
Yeah.
child, she might think, oh, okay, this shouldn't be that bad. But it really is. It's really hard. It's a really struggle. I mean, you really, like I said,
Right.
you never
I can
really
see.
plan on having a child. The only time you plan to have a child is when you're married, you have a husband, and you both talk about it when you guys are ready to have a child. But other than that, people don't really plan when they're going to have a child. So a lot of times when we do have a child that's going to be born, we're not at the right position to really fully take care of this child the right way. And sometimes,
Hmm. Sometimes it's like
yeah,
that.
sometimes there will be women that couldn't even afford to get an abortion. So they were forced to have a child.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, bro. And that's crazy. I think it's and I don't know. Is it a program that's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like that's horrible. So that's why like so many angles of it, so many layers to this, and it makes sense on this layer. It makes sense on this layer. It makes sense on this layer. It's like so many layers where it all makes sense. It's like
And
I
that's the
don't really
thing.
know. It's something
They're trying
I
to
don't
make
know.
it where
Tough.
uh, you gotta
Makes
get in
sense.
trouble. You're gonna get in trouble. They try to
Yeah.
control population, and you're gonna get in trouble because
Yeah.
yeah, you're not doing what
Crazy.
you're supposed to be doing, which is controlling the population.
Crazy.
It is.
I ain't in favor of. I'm not in favor of that, but I do understand in some aspects. Well, how do you? Okay, population control is stopping a young nigga from having a baby, and he shouldn't have a baby at 17. Is that population control? I guess it is. But should that happen? Maybe, maybe, because he shouldn't be having no baby at 17.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The girl who I know people. It was funny. This is what I meant to say earlier. I actually know people and met people per se who have had certain one night stands and had a baby just on that one night stand, bro. Like one time. Don't even know niggas
Right.
like that. And they had to have a motherfucking baby and
Right.
shit. Whatever, I'm just having a baby and shit. That stuff really does happen. It's real life. So it's like that stuff could be prevented in some aspects where people would be like, you know what, bro, look, you got to make sure that you do this thing. I bet. And that's all it's gonna really do. It's not really gonna be a big change. It's not gonna be where niggas gotta like drastically live differently. It's just gonna make sure you put a condom on, bro, or you pull out. Cause you shouldn't be trying to just have
Right.
babies
Learn
anyway,
how
just
to
running
pull
around.
out.
Yeah, you shouldn't be
Learn
having
how
these
to
babies
pull
running
out.
around
That's all.
anyway, bro. Now thinking about it, bro, I might have been in the aspect that I was just trying to understand how it could be implemented, but now it's like, oh, so all you're telling me is you want niggas to be precautionary about what niggas is doing. Okay, because COVID didn't take out enough people.
That's
Yeah,
right.
hey, bro, population
Again,
control is real.
that's what it is. That
So
was
it's real.
supposed to be
It's
this
so
whole
many angles.
population control.
Like you said, hurt and stuff, and she whatever. Now she's pregnant and stuff, bro. Like okay, that could have been prevented, bro. Niggas could have stopped that. You know what I'm saying? In various fashions and various stages and all that, bro. That could have just been stopped. You know what I'm saying? All these different bro. Remember we was just talking about the video where the nigga was walking down in Walmart and he was doing touching himself and shit. And the girl was walking and she was recording it like, yo, this nigga walking me and following me. Look what he doing type shit. That nigga could go have double fine type shit. It's like, oh, you was doing this, bro. Oh, you definitely will. Like, so I get it. It's different cases where this shit could be implemented and it would actually be like just, I would say.
Yeah. It's
You know
just
what I'm
like
saying?
any other thing.
So
Okay.
I can't really be too mad about it.
If we didn't
The
have
nigga trying to do
laws
that.
where it says, oh, you can't rob a bank. You know how many people will be robbing banks because there's no law. But now that they put a law, okay, now I have to think about it. Well, I know if I rob the bank, here are the consequences. I could end up in jail or whatever, right? So they tried to put that where you have consequences for everything that you do. Whatever, however you do your actions, you always have a consequence, whether it's good or bad. And again, they are trying to do population control. We are overpopulated. Clearly, we are. And again, we're not handling it. So if they had to make a law from it, why not? They made a law for abortion. Why not make another law for men?
You know what? The thing is for me is just be like, who's to say we overpopulated? Like, why are we overpopulated? Why are we
Well,
overpopulated
if you
on a big ass planet? Why are we overpopulated? Why do people even say
not the
stuff like
biggest
that?
planet, I'm talking about just this nation, this country.
I mean, yeah,
Because
this country.
overall in the world, we're not overpopulated, but we're overpopulated here. Not just taking in people from other countries, but we are overpopulated where there's so much negative things are going on. Okay, nobody can control people's actions, and we're just being careless. We're not taking responsibility of anything.
Mm-hmm.
We
I get
think
what
that
you're
we
saying.
can just do whatever, and there's not going to be no consequence. And the way it's going, if you hear, I know I hear this all the time over here. Schools are overcrowded here. There's not enough teachers. There's
Definitely,
teachers
that is true.
that don't want to be teachers because of how students treat teachers. So there goes our education there. Okay. Um, they were also talking about here how everybody's moving to Las Vegas. In a couple of years, we ain't gonna have no more land here to build to bring in more families. That's overpopulated. If you really do see our census status, yes, we have grown a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
that actually kind of, I don't want to say right. I just assuming that this kind of like it
That's
doesn't
how
give
they're
the
viewing
meaning
it. Type
of value of money as much because there's so many people. Money is just going anywhere. Okay, you could see people again. If a woman is struggling, especially like financially, food or anything like that, she'll go and get assistance, right? Well,
okay.
there goes money there that's coming from wherever it's coming from the taxpayers or the feds or anything like that. Money is being used. That kind of devalues the money. You don't want to give out too much money without being spent, you know? And so when there's a lot of people, there's more people, they have to spend more money. They're actually spending more money on people because there's more people. But if there wasn't, you know how much the cost of living would be if we had less people in this nation here, in this country right here? There'll be a lot less.
I mean, hey, you might have a point. You might have a point with that point. That might be. That's why I
It's,
asked you.
it's all about
Is
them
that
saving
is that
money,
how you
their
think
money.
they're viewing it? Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you think that's how people view this that have this population control perspective. They view things from all of these angles. Like, this would go down. Would be like this. This changes. This. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's how they would view shit.
Yeah.
So, because you
But
said some real
but that's
logical
the
shit,
thing. That's
actually,
the reason why
like
they
a
take the
logical.
census, though.
So that might be how some nigga that's thinking like that is thinking.
That's why they
Like when
take the
Thanos did
census.
the shit and killed the niggas in Infinity Wars, he did the same
Yeah,
thing. Nigga was like, the world's gonna be better now because I killed all these. I killed. I forgot how many people he said he killed, but when he did whatever, he killed whatever x amount of many people off the earth, and it was supposed to be better for the earth. And he was like, "This is gonna y'all gonna be thankful that I did this later because it prevented this and this and this and this
it
and this from
prevents a
happening."
lot. The less
Yeah,
people
whatever.
there is,
So
it
I'm
prevents
like,
a lot more
okay.
things.
That is so weird. It just weird. Even talking about that is weird. That is so weird. But yeah, man, that's crazy because I just get correlations with a bunch of other things, and it's like but that's why it's like I'm not really in favor of another person's agenda on my life or anybody else's per se that niggas don't consent to. But at the same time, I do logically understand things like this, that people could come in a room and say, look at these things, and we could be considering ways to do this and this and that for this, for these reasons. And that's probably what they doing. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga could be in some of the room back to his parents, and they say, what you think? And he's like, okay. And then he's like, well, maybe. All right. Maybe I could try to, or a lot of these women have came, they write me letters and shit, man. They protest and they this and that, man. What you think? And they like, yeah, bro. Well, if the women are saying this, bro, or these people saying this, bro, then maybe you could do it. And I can't really fight all the shit like that's being presented with that. Some of it is kind of like crazy because it's like a slippery slope, but some of it is like, well, yeah, well, it's probably some good that can come to this that could help affect the young people and some people that might be just trying to do stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it could be beneficial. Maybe they're having a lot of cases with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they got a lot of drama going on.
Well, and that's the
And,
thing right
I'm
there.
in Mississippi.
You're right
So,
there. It could be that there were so many cases like that, and they took it upon themselves like, well, we have to do something in order to prevent all this because
I guess
like
what
you
I'm
said,
talking about.
they take in so many cases to court to fight about situations like this. It's costing a lot of money. It's
Right.
costing a lot of money. When it doesn't have to be that way. So let's
And
put this
niggas don't got no
law,
damn money. So,
and if you do it,
yeah,
then you gotta pay us. That's it. You gotta pay
I don't
this
know.
fine.
Crazy. That shit crazy, blood. Man, I feel for y'all niggas down there. Y'all want, and then, but you know what's crazy? Of course it'll be proposed, but niggas, of course, will fight. Niggas gonna
Well,
like
yeah.
they was in like how you they was talk about something they gonna do whatever to this person. It's like, bro, come on, man. Like
And
you
that's
can
the
just
thing, though.
you can
Again,
just vote for this nigga or not vote for the nigga, bro,
right.
or whatever, bro. You don't gotta sit here and threaten the nigga, man. It's
And,
silly,
and do
you
your
know.
research first. That's the thing. They just jumped on saying, "What are you
Right.
trying to control about us masturbating?" No, it's not that. It's just basically
Exactly. I was misinformed. I
you
didn't
just
fully
gonna be
fully
more aware of where you're sticking your thing,
fully
and not,
grasp
and you better pull out.
because it is that simple, but it's all the nigga going in depth like, no, I'm saying this specifically. It's kind of parallel, but no, I'm only proposing this because of this reason. And it's like, oh, okay, bro. Okay,
And
I
then
can't really fight this.
another thing,
So
like you were talking about this young kids having kids, right? So and
right.
it happened multiple times. There's been so many cases where you know the girl gets pregnant, but now she's scared. She don't know what to do. She's so young. She don't know what to do. Um, there's been in a lot of cases where they hide their pregnancy from their parent till the time they give birth. Um, excuse me. And there's been situations
Mm-hmm.
where
Okay.
as soon as they give birth, they kill their child.
Yeah, some weirdo shit. That's why some people ain't
And they
ready
wouldn't be
for
put in
it.
that
They ain't
situation if,
ready for it,
again,
bro.
you
Yeah,
do
they
the
ain't
right
ready.
thing and not try to get her pregnant.
Yeah, yeah. As a young nigga, bro, you don't know what you're doing.
Because,
Young boys,
again,
whatever, you don't know what
but
you're
that's the
doing,
thing though. You
and
learn
you
that
shouldn't be
if you're
doing it.
trying to have sex, you better use protection or you better pull out. You better learn how to pull out
Right.
or you're going to be in serious
You better
trouble. But
be in sex
we
ed, nigga.
showed
You better
you
watch the
that
podcast,
what you
nigga.
can do to prevent that. As a man, that's what you should know how to prevent. If you're trying to not have a child, especially at a young age,
Mm-hmm.
then learn.
Mm-hmm.
Learn to go ahead and put a condom on. Learn how to pull out, whichever one. But
I get that
yeah,
100%. That's why I'm not even really like you said, like you were saying when I was saying my high school was on it. It's like that's just how it. And me, that was happening. I was a freshman. I was coming in and it was like, yeah, bro, this was happening. I'm like, oh, I'm like, this was happening. Like, yeah. I'm like, oh. And then, like we was talking about not too long ago, the teachers involved with this and all this kind of weirdo shit happening. Like this is just what's happening. It's not good. It's just you just kind of walk into that stuff happening and just be like, oh, that stuff is what that's what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you contribute to some shit, you contribute to some shit. But it'd be like, for the most part, niggas like me was just kind of like, oh, we weren't pregnant in middle school. You know what I'm saying? And if it was some cases like that, they were kind of ostracized. They kind of just got pulled away, went to night school or some shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or you know, or some other shit. I went to alternative school or something because they was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? But
Right. But that's the thing though too. It's like there's the lack of education about it because either and we're not gonna go ahead and put the other responsibility in the schools. Yes, the schools should show them sex education, but it should be more with the parents. Like it should
right,
show us like, okay,
I
well,
agree.
this can happen when you have sex. This is the reality. This is what can happen, and this is how you could prevent it. I mean, it should be laying more on the parents because why would you want to repeat that cycle when you're a single parent and you're raising your kids and then it's just a cycle? Then one of your children might end up having the same situation as well. Why not try to
I agree with you.
kind of, a, we're forced to make a better decision.
I
At the end of
mean,
the day, it's a better decision because we will relieve a lot of bullshit and drama and a child that'll be raised not, I guess, not in the right
yeah,
way. Um, Even though it's already most of the kids are not being raised in the right way because say the parents are struggling financially or say the parents are drug addicts, alcoholics, whatever.
mhm.
Children are already having a tough life and why bring them into this world when sometimes they regret being in this world because of situations that they live in.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah,
Sometimes it be like that. I ain't. Sometimes it really does be like that.
exactly.
I don't know. It's, sometimes you have a purpose and a calling, and then that puts into aspect of why the baby does need to live and why the baby does need to be here or why whatever. It be so crazy. It's such a slippery slope.
It is.
So, but yeah,
It is. And
yeah,
I really am interested to see what happens with this law because what they're doing is not just Mississippi, but it's trying to go around to the cities that already have banned abortion. And this could be, of
mm-hmm.
course, not everybody's going to like it.
Crazy.
People are not going to like this. They're not going to agree. They're going to try to go ahead and, hey, I could do whatever the fuck I want. It's in my home. Yeah, but not saying that, oh, they're going to come and watch everybody's house to make sure that, you have protected sex or you're pulling out or are you sure you're going to go ahead and have a child with this woman or whatever like that. They're not going to do that. But like he said, you probably would tell on yourself most likely, and that's the thing because DNA is not going to lie, you know, and why do you want to be stuck with
Hey,
a
yeah,
person
you
for
have to.
the rest of
Yeah,
your child's life and have that headache?
that shit's so weird. Just generally, like you just be like, yeah, but I mean, they take your DNA, so I mean, I don't know. They be like, yeah, bro, what if you lived in Cali and she lived in fucking Maine, and then you just linked up in Wisconsin
It was
somewhere and then went
anywhere,
back to your
yes, because
respective
that's
places,
I don't
and then niggas be
remember
like,
how
yeah, we pulled your DNA, bro. Crazy.
I saw this on IG. Somebody posted it on IG and I looked at it and I'm like, this can't be true, but
Mm-hmm.
it is because there has already been a law like that implemented in Texas where the men they get fined for like $100 every time they're master. I think it was master. Don't quote me. Let me find out because it
What?
was something
Yeah,
where it
yeah,
started
right,
from
right,
there.
right. $50 or some shit. Like, what are you talking about? How can you? This is. I don't understand. I don't know. It's a nice distraction, I would say, because it's like, nigga, the only way niggas would know this is if you told them you was watching Pornhub, bro. It was like,
Well,
you
and that's the
told on
thing.
yourself,
Unless you get
pretty
caught
much.
red-handed,
Yeah, like or something.
but
I don't know.
okay,
It's just
so
weird as fuck,
before we
bro.
go though, but look, okay, so a Texas lawmaker has proposed a bill that will fine a man $100 each time he masturbates. The bill also imposes a 24-hour waiting period if a guy wants a colonoscopy or a vasectomy, or if he's in the market for some Viagra. Okay. Um,
Funny,
and this is a woman,
funny,
okay? This is a woman. She
funny.
says she proposed this basically the same thing to give, to give, if you're gonna go ahead and control women, you need to control men too. And that's the only thing that I see fair. You gotta do it both ways because again, a woman does not create a child by
I ain't
herself.
really
So
arguing.
why not give those consequences to both men and women? Right?
I agree. And I want to just before, like you said, just to be on some
Yeah.
real shit. After hearing all of this, you can't really do the nigga thing. Like I'm a nigga, bro. I get to do what I want. Yeah, you do, bro. But it's a lot of niggas who did not need to do that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas is not supposed to even have these kids and shit, bro. They not in their life. They not doing the right things. They not
Right.
whatever, bro. So sometimes, bro, niggas shouldn't even be in these positions, bro. Sometimes, bro, like where niggas just literally, or they just like we were talking about earlier, niggas just too young or something, bro. So I do see the alternative side in this. So sometimes it's not just one way sometimes. So
Right.
it's be like, yeah, bro, alternatively, that can be considered, bro. Like some of this shit that be happening, I grew up with niggas who weren't, you know, in their kids' life or some shit like that. And you be like, oh, okay. We adults now I see the truth in that. It works and shit. It's like, oh. And that could have just been prevented if they had that thing. More cautious to be like, you know what, bro, before I had this kid, bro, you know what, let me just make sure I woo, bro, because this is turning to this
Because
legal shit. So maybe I'll
how
do
many
this
times
now.
do men have said, I can't believe I
And
had a
you
child with this woman, or vice versa? A woman say, I can't believe I stuck with this man. You know,
type shit.
maybe we'll prevent, okay, hey, maybe we will stop saying we had deadbeat baby daddies, or,
Type
damn,
shit.
or maybe it'll prevent, from people that do have money. Hey, at least she can't go ahead and get pregnant because I'm not going to let her.
Exactly. Exactly. I really can't imagine like just real I just can't imagine it. Like the people that have just been in that position, you really linked up at a party or something and you really had a baby out of that. One time with a person and you like now you and there's people who really that it happened to them for real. You can't really that shit's crazy. So in a case where that person wants to have an abortion, I feel like, hey, dude, let that person have that fucking abortion, bro. I don't know, because it's like it's not like you know what I'm saying, you stopping the baby from coming to paradise or something, nigga. So generally speaking, if that person was in that position, I think they should have a choice to do whatever they want to do. I'm not that person. I'm not living that life. I don't. I can't judge that person. I don't. I'm taking all judgment away from that. I'm not experiencing that. Now I do think both parents should decide that together
Yeah.
because both people made the baby. But generally speaking, no, I'm not finna be. I'm not in them people's position. So I'm not gonna be like, yeah, bro, as a nigga, bro, you should be. I mean, like, bro, I'm not that nigga, bro. So I don't know what that nigga going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I'd like for me, it's a slippery slope topic because yo, that's real life shit. And niggas really go through this, and women really go through this shit. It's not just some shit where niggas just considering. That's why it's like, yes, it is a topic to discuss, but that's these people really be living that.
Yeah.
And them women really did. Some of the women really did get taken advantage of and had to have a baby. They didn't want to have a baby,
And sometimes,
or decided to have a baby at the last minute, like you said, at the
well, and
last
it's
minute decided to have
times
that baby.
also where it
So,
could hurt the woman because maybe the woman's body cannot
so
carry a
it's what it is.
child. Maybe the child will consume so much of her energy and everything. I mean, the woman could have complications and she can die from giving birth.
Yeah, I remember hearing about some cases
Yeah.
about that when these laws had first got passed. It was women who were arguing that and actually saying that, they were saying, well, I already had 3 kids, so if I have another kid, just happenstance, this stuff happens, and I want to whatever, bro, and I could whatever. You said I got to do this. I'm gonna go to jail. I was like, yeah, that's kind of excessive. I'm like, y'all not really specifying. This should be fine tuned, like to specific things, to where specific cases will be prevented because we want to prevent these specific cases. We don't want to just prevent somebody who want their tubes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So maybe regulate that. But it's like even that's a fine tuning. That's not just saying, oh, everybody just can't do it. It's like that's kind of, that's I mean, yes, but what are we really trying to stop? You know what I'm saying? Like you just trying to stop babies, you know? It's like since when did y'all care about that anyway? A little bit. To be honest, I'm just being real. But hey, I don't know. But that was a
We're
big
gonna
deal. It
see.
was
I
a
mean,
big
it's
deal.
gonna be something. Even if this law, I mean, it'll take a while before
It's a
this
big
law
deal.
gets, if it gets approved or anything.
Yeah, that
Um,
that I don't know
it's
if they
something
really
that,
they gonna fight it. Yeah.
I mean, and again, yes, it's gonna take some time, and again, they have to make it where they're
Them niggas is
detailed on
fighting.
this. They can't just say, oh, because how are they gonna know? They really have to be clear in this law to make sure that you know that especially men understand that this could be a huge consequence in your life. You could ruin your life by, paying these fines or even end up in jail or even, like I said, even make it as a felony charge. Imagine that it's a felony
Sheesh.
for you to con- conceive without the intent to conceive.
Right.
Because you have
Yeah,
to want
basically.
to go ahead and get someone pregnant for you not to end up in jail. You both have to be in agreement that the intention is for me to go ahead and
Y'all
finish
should
inside you so we could procreate.
yeah, yeah. Type shit.
Because then,
It's a lot of fine tuning. I mean, like,
yeah,
hey, you right. This is just interesting, man, in general. So I'm like, damn, if niggas do consider doing that and other states pick certain things like this up, they could just find ways to actually better stuff. And now that I'm thinking on a level like, okay, well, if that does prevent teen pregnancies and this and that actually prevents a lot of this stuff. That does that you know what I mean? Kids living in traumatic places and things like that. It's like, is that population control?
well, and
So
it's
is that
not
a
just
good thing? Are
population
we in
control,
favor?
but
Is that a good thing now?
it'll be more like, well, I guess it is population control, but it's more like, okay, maybe they try to stop you from making a bad decision or regretting it later on, where you're going to end up hurting that child. You're trying to punish that child. You're trying to take it out on that child because you made a bad decision.
Hmm.
Well, let's prevent that. Let's
Yeah,
prevent
that
by
happens.
having so many kids
It
on the
happens, bro.
system without being raised by their parents.
I can't fight
Mm,
that. I can't fight that. I really can't. If you put things like that, it's like it's hard for me to be like, no, that's not a good
It
idea.
might
You
even
know what I'm saying?
prevent people,
What you gonna say? Can't fight that.
especially
So
prevent less kids being born with the drug addiction. You gotta think about
yeah, a
that too.
lot of
Maybe it'll make
yeah, a
people
lot
more
of
cautious. Maybe it'll go ahead and have people. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna go ahead and conceive, because shit, not just because of the drugs, but I could get in trouble.
yeah, some homeless people per se, or people who are dealing with some things like that. Maybe, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because sometimes that happens. But what if they get? So you said they can't get one? What if they? What if somebody take advantage of a homeless person and she don't want to have a baby and is a homeless
exactly.
person, and you gonna tell her she can't afford, and the state will pay for her procedures or whatever, and you saying she can't do it? That's against the law. That's why I kind of gotta see when people talk about other countries and stuff. Sometimes, bro, and they be saying certain stuff, I'd be like, hey, I kind of see what they saying, because this stuff is just all taken care of.
Exactly.
People get their health care and stuff paid for.
Exactly.
People
There you
get certain
go.
stuff. I don't
There you
know.
go.
I don't know. It's some stuff. Yeah, I can't fight that.
That's just
But
so
yeah,
many
you're
things.
right.
And that's the thing.
You're right.
That's the reason why I wanted to talk about this, because it's something that still a lot of people don't know what's going on, while we're distracted with all this other bullshit that goes on in this world. Because again, we like negative shit and drama and all this shit, that we don't see all these laws passing, and they created all these rules,
Right.
and then they just want, basically, they want their money. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. You're gonna pay us money. You're gonna serve time, whatever. They're trying to
Right.
get as much money back. I'm not saying that that's what it is, but the way it's looked
Right.
like. I mean, that's the way the world turns. You get your money and you spend it. You have to put it back into this world.
Man, we touching on some really crazy shit that just goes in so many different places that we definitely gonna have to revisit, man. Like
We
legitimately.
definitely do, because next week, I mean, definitely gotta come back next week, and
Yeah,
definitely we'll go ahead and talk about more things like this, where we could go ahead and let people know what's really going on.
for sure. For sure, for sure. Man.
But it was a very good topic. I really, like I said, I really gonna follow this and see what goes on, because it can change a lot. It impacts our lives. Um, even even like, say, for me, you know, the abortion being banned. Okay, well, I don't want to have no more kids, but it could impact the way my daughter's being raised in this world.
Definitely.
That's what I gotta think about. If they put
Definitely.
this laws, it can help her. Um, I'm trying to do
It
my
could.
best to go ahead and make sure that
It
she makes
might.
the right decision. But I want to make sure that the other person she's with makes the right decision too.
Right. I mean, like having lots of siblings and
Right.
stuff like that, younger siblings at that. I can't fight just being a nigga, being an outraged nigga that's saying I can't do this, and you're trying to impose on it. I get that also, but it's like also though, bro. There's these things that happen,
Yeah.
and they're literally things that people I know personally are experiencing,
Right.
and they're real cases of things that could have been prevented if things were in a precautionary measure
If there was
with
consequences for
young
that
people.
before it happened.
Yes, not just hey man,
Right.
you know, God says you shouldn't do this, or hey man, I'm your dad and I don't want you to. You shouldn't be doing. They don't be caring about
Right.
that stuff sometimes. They don't give a fuck about that sometimes. They be just wanting to do. We just be want to do, want to do. And if you put a little extra umph on that, it makes a young nigga say, "Damn, I gotta bring the magnums. Damn, okay, we gotta make sure we do this. You was not getting pregnant.
Right.
You was not woo because we
It's
are
not,
underage and we gotta whatever. And of course,
and that's the
or
thing
whatever, or
though.
you just don't do it.
But that's the thing though.
Just be
Yeah,
safe. I
true.
mean, hey,
But in reality,
but
people are gonna do
hey,
it. I mean, there's still people that do practice abstinence. You don't hear it as much.
they're going to
I know
do it.
I don't hear as much as I was growing up, but still, it's like it's going to be where, yeah, some people are still not gonna believe it and they're still gonna do whatever, but it hopefully makes
Right,
people think, it's like, do I really want to have a child? Because you don't talk to
right,
the other partner that you're hooking up with. Oh, well, do you want to become pregnant? You don't. You actually discuss that when you're in a relationship, a serious relationship with someone. That's when you talk about kids. Or when you get married, the next thing is kids, right? But
right.
you don't just talk to everybody about that, just like a lot of people don't talk about before they hook up. If you have any diseases, sexual transmitted diseases.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
And that's
And
what
it
we
just,
lack of now, communication.
you're
We
right.
don't want to talk about it because maybe we don't want to hear about it, or maybe hopefully, oh, maybe I won't get that STD. It only happens
Right,
once.
right.
You know,
Right.
you just at that moment, you just want to hit that pussy,
That's
or
pretty
shit,
much, and
I
that's
just
why I'm
want some
like,
dick.
that's what I'm saying. Pretty. That's why I'm like, and when I was saying like the young niggas, I'm talking about like, of course, what I'm saying, your 21s or whatever. But sometimes you might have your niggas on prom night. You know what I'm saying? Of course, your 23, 24-year-old niggas is not gonna be thinking about what they doing, but it's like that's still pretty young, bro, to have be having a baby, bro, and not really be knowing what you're doing. And that's probably what's going on. So it'd be like if you're 19, 20, bro, you shouldn't be having no baby. But it's like on prom night, bro, you definitely shouldn't be doing nothing. But if you is, bro, if you're not being responsible, that's what happened. A lot of babies was born on prom night. Bitch got pregnant on prom night and shit. You're not supposed to be doing that, right? So why don't you take that extra precaution to keep this type of stuff from happening? And like, bro, I went on certain trips and shit when I was younger. I was 18, 17, barely 18 and shit. I'm going on these trips and stuff. The girls is doing whatever. They doing everybody doing whatever. We grown. We away from home. That would prevent a lot of stuff from happening. That's my girlfriend. This nigga shooting. This nigga fighting. They da da da. It prevents all that from happening. I'm not even finna deal with this girl. If I deal with this girl, a lot of different things can start making people think. So it's like
Yes,
I
and that's
can't.
what it's supposed to
Right?
be. There is consequences to everything.
Yes.
Just because she
Yes. I
opens
can't
her
live for
legs
that.
does not mean to stick your dick in there. And if you're going to stick your dick in there, either wear a
Right.
condom or learn how to pull out. Because at
Pretty
the end of the day,
much.
it's still,
Pretty
you want to cover
much.
yourself. You want to cover your ass. You want to make sure that you prevent
Yes.
it. You better think about what you want in your life with this person you're about to go ahead and have sex with.
Yes.
Okay?
Right. So I
Don't,
agree
don't,
that
don't.
you putting it like this makes perfect sense. I can't
And
fight
don't
that at all.
rely on that person that they're gonna take birth control. No, protect yourself first. And that's why
Yes.
even
But
if
you know, like I said, the
even if you
kid, they
say
might
you're an
listen to that. They
expert
be
to
like, man,
pull
this
out
bitch
and
fine. I'm
everything
finna
like
fuck this
that,
bitch.
it doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, these man, do you man, bro, you 19, bro. You finna man, you like, man, this bitch fine. She finna fuck me, bro. I'm finna do this.
Right? The pussy
Bro,
feels so
somebody
good I
I'm finna
forgot to
you
pull
ain't
out.
thinking about that. Yeah, and all that. Yeah. You young, you be
And
like,
now you're
man,
stuck with her and now you don't like the
man.
bitch and you
There
guys
you
have
go.
nothing in
That's
common, but
how
now
it
you
go.
have a kid together.
I've seen a lot of this happen just
Right.
generally in general, like throughout my life, bro. A lot of people like, or just general situations would be like, damn, that's where I waited a long time to really have kids because I knew I wanted to be sure whenever I whatever. That's just how it be. Because I seen a lot, and but sometimes that don't work for people. Sometimes people just be like, I'm just do shit. I'm just whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens. And they be like, well, and now all these different cases is going on where these people feel how they feel. I can't fight it. I can't fight it.
Yeah.
So
So it'll be interesting how this world is
mm,
changing, how a lot of things, if you really pay attention, a lot of things are
yeah,
being under control. They want to have control because we're really acting chaotic out here. We're really not caring about things. A lot more people are more careless and not giving a damn. They're doing whatever, and they're really not thinking about the consequences of what can happen. So, and since
that is
we
true.
cannot,
That
we can't
is
act
true.
like grown as adults, then they had to be the
No,
parents and create all these rules for us, and we had to follow them.
no, we can't. No, exactly, exactly. No, we can't.
Right.
If niggas listen, man, another like you said, you just touched on something. You touched on a gem right there. We can't even really dive into that like that. That's a gem in itself right there. I mean, it is what it is. I can't even. There's a lot. That's a lot right there. But that's why a lot of this shit is going on. That's why nigga want to step in and say, "Hey, nigga, stop having all these kids, bro, when they all in the system, bro. Stop doing that shit because y'all doing this. So now I got to step in and do this." And now it's like, oh, I get you because see a lot of these. I met a lot of people, a lot of kids, how people I went to school with. You'll be talking to people and become friends with them, all this stuff, and then they come find out their life, be like, "Oh, I was in foster care, or I was in this and this and this,
Right.
or I was this happened to me," and you wouldn't even have known that shit, and you'd be like, "Oh, okay," and that kind of stuff sometimes could have been prevented by people just being married. Like, we'll wait till we married or with this or that. Like, and it's like, as corny as that kind of shit be sounding, it'd be like, yo, some niggas is really having a fucked up situation going on in their
Right.
life. If they parents could have chilled, maybe
Maybe they
and
would have
I
been
can't fight that.
born.
It is a precautionary
Yeah,
measure.
maybe they would have been born later, but at a better time when they could have,
A better
instead
it,
at the fucked up
But
time.
sometimes people have callings for their life and shit
Mm.
too. So it'd be like it, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes nigga have a calling that's like maybe he has to go through the abrasive shit to be the savior for somebody later or some great person later or something. You know,
A
so
lot of times that don't happen.
it's such a
That's the other
crazy
stuff
life.
too.
Yes, it's such a crazy life that we in, bro. It
And at
really,
the end of the
it's a
day,
crazy life.
the only one that's getting hurt in all this is that child. That child that's about to be conceived. Whether it was an intent to conceive or not, it should be an intent to conceive.
I agree.
Because at least this way, you might not be fully prepared to have a child, but at least hey, you want to have a child with this person, let's have a child instead of
Mm-hmm.
hooking up and then
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
being stuck with them for the rest of their
Yeah.
life.
At the party in the back room. Yeah, at the party in the back room. Real quick, buddy he drunk as
Right.
hell, you drunk, you know what's happening. It's not like it's a bad thing, but it's like
I
now
do have a question for
you
you.
3 months later, it's
I want to know your opinion
Go
on
ahead.
this because they were trying to pass this other law, okay? Say you and me are at a party, house party, we're both drinking, and hey, we decide to
Mm-hmm.
hook up. Say I'm really, really drunk, but not
Mm-hmm.
drunk enough to have sex. Would that be considered my full
Oh,
consent in having sex? Because I'm drunk, I'm
that's a
intoxicated.
good
How you
question.
know you have my consent to have sex?
Okay, so fully phrase this. So you're saying niggas link up, we both get faded, we both kind of intend on doing things with each
We
other, but
don't know that.
you're
I mean,
not in full. Oh,
well,
you don't.
okay,
We don't
we
know
have
that.
the
Okay,
intent
we
to
don't
go
know.
ahead and fuck, yes, because most of the time we get drunk, we get horny, we want to fuck, right? Straight out, that's reality. But
Okay,
you're not thinking at that point
right.
either. So there's been situations where
Mm-hmm.
the woman felt like she didn't want to, but because she was drunk, that it changed her, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
her mindset differently. Like, okay, in a way, kind of being
Mm-hmm.
forced to do it because I'm drunk and I'm being taken advantage of.
I'm just kind of going with it. I'm in the vibe of this. I'm just kind of going with it thing. Like kind of like I'm just kind of just going with the. I'm just gonna say okay or just let it happen. But I didn't. I wasn't really intending on this occurring type shit.
Yeah, because
Is that and that's what you mean?
okay, what if I, I was there, I didn't intend to have sex that night, and it could be like, say you spiked my drink and I drank it, and now it's like,
That's crazy.
yes, and now you have sex with me without
Right.
my consent, but how would you know that it's not consent just because they were drinking? I mean, you would have to test to see if if it was where the assumption is where her drink got spiked. But what if I just say, well, I was too
Right.
drunk, I didn't know what I was doing, we shouldn't have hooked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People that's happened to too. Unfortunately. So it's like that's a serious thing. I mean, I feel like personally, anytime, and there's laws with this too. This is funny. We like you said, it
Yeah.
is laws actually in place with this. We were talking
And
about
some
them not too long ago,
state, yeah.
or yeah, the recent changes where if you are doing that and the person's drunk, it's considered, yeah, a crime, bro, and you
Yeah,
will go
they're
to
not
jail. So
giving their
it's
consent because they're
you shouldn't be
intoxicating
drinking with
and you're taking
yeah you
advantage of
should
them.
you shouldn't be drinking with anybody that you don't feel comfortable with
Right.
in that kind of environment, that kind of a setting where you kind of trying to get uh, up close with a person. You shouldn't even be so like, yeah, uh, unless that girl is expressed you like, oh, I'm finna drink around you because they know what happens when people drink. They can either get it in or they might not get it in. They might do something
Right.
else. But it's the whole environment that can be set with that. And she's already telling you, oh, I drink 1800. Or she's telling you, oh, I do this. She's letting you know, oh, I'm down for the vibe. Let's see where
If
it
she's down for
goes.
it, then yes, and
Or
that's
something.
different,
You
you
might, I'm down
know.
to chill with you.
Right.
Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we won't.
But
So, but that's the thing, though. You get what I'm saying?
and it doesn't happen
So
like that. You're
that's a
right.
different thing.
It doesn't happen like that all the time.
But
There could be consent, yes.
but if
There's
you
people that will talk about, okay, we're gonna hook up. Okay, fine, let's have a good time, whatever.
that's a
But a lot of
slippery
times it's
slope.
like, no, you, you know, um, I have experienced before, like the guy will buy me drink after drink to get me intoxicated, so he could whatever the purpose might be. It might be where, he might just want to have sex with me, or he might do something worse. You don't know that. But they use that
Hmm.
as, in a way, like a weapon to go ahead and have the women not fully focus of what consequences might happen, or make her decision, because she's not going to make a
Mm.
decision, all of a sudden when he's trying to make a move and she's so intoxicated and she don't know how to stop him. If she feels uncomfortable, or she don't know if she feels uncomfortable because she's intoxicated. Maybe this is what she wanted. She don't know.
It's just it's a slippery fucking. That's why you should be with somebody. You shouldn't be just linking up with somebody. Like I said, if the girl give you that vibe, like she wants to drink with you, and she trusts you enough to drink around you and be intoxicated around you, that means she trusts you at least enough to be drunk. And if she consent to something before y'all do it, and y'all end up doing it, that's a little bit different than you just saying, "Yeah, man, she drunk. I'm finna just have sex with this girl."
Right,
Like that's a lot different. Like totally different. Like if y'all both intend on drinking and y'all both are already at that
right,
level of doing things with each other or have talked about doing things with each other and y'all flirting and doing stuff with each other while you get drunk and y'all might be doing whatever and then y'all both end up doing it and y'all doing it together, that is different than some girl being passed out drunk, you taking advantage of her. That is beyond different. So like that's why I'm like it's a very very slippery slope. And if you even, I don't do the people doing anything to people stuff. I don't
right.
do the touching people drink shit. I don't do the none of that. Drinks, blunts, nut. I don't do none of that. You will get hurt.
And that's
We
the
don't
thing. When
do
they
none of that
do
type
that, it's
shit.
because
So
you're intending
straight up
something bad to happen.
on doing some fucked up
Yes,
shit to people, right? So that's what's gonna happen to you. You don't do nothing to nobody like that, man. That's no, we don't know. Like and it's like I said, I know it's women that has happened to them. They go to a motherfucking bar and niggas try to do this fucked up shit to them, bro. That's fucked up. And some of them women don't even come home, bro. That's
right.
fucked up, bro. Like no, you don't do that to nobody,
And it
bro.
happens the other way too. I
Fucked
mean,
up,
we'll
man.
get a
So
guy drunk and then, hey,
it does
take
too.
advantage.
Yes, it definitely does too. And women have done
Yeah.
that to niggas and rob them and kill them and shit. Period. You that's dog. You need it. You need and it's funny because it's people have said certain people are supposedly famous for have done that before, but it's just I don't know. That's kind of stuff when shit happens to niggas, sometimes it be treated differently because they probably be looking at shit like you a nigga, bro. Why'd that happen to you? You know what I'm saying? Like how you get taken advantage of
But
like
it
that.
happens. It does.
So you probably don't even want to talk
Right.
about it, right? But you probably don't want to talk about it because you probably feel embarrassed.
Exactly. Because you're
Like
a man
you
and you feel embarrassed that something like that happened, but it does happen.
But remember the guy actually got killed. A guy got killed for the watch. The girls set him up not too long ago. It went viral national. Niggas was talking about that shit. It was a big case. The girls got I forgot how long they got,
Oh, the
but the
one that
girls set
happened
him
here in
up
Vegas?
for the watch. I think it was
Yes. It
Vegas.
was the
Yeah,
guy that came here to visit Vegas. He met two girls.
yeah.
The girls offered him a threesome. And he said, sure, why not? This is Vegas, so why not? He was, yeah.
Type shit.
And that's the thing.
Crazy.
And,
Mm, mm.
they took him up to his room, and that's where, again, he was intoxicated He was drinking before that. He was having a good time. He said, "Okay, no problem. Vegas, having fun, having a few drinks." But that's
Right.
where you lose your focus. That's where you're not fully aware of your surroundings and you don't know what's going on. So you didn't even realize that these two girls were planning to go ahead and rob you, but because it went wrong, they ended up killing you. And now they're only going to be serving what, like
Right.
20 years, something like that.
Crazy.
While
I
while this
get
man
what you're
lost his
saying, bro. I
life
get what you're saying, Jeff. Wow. Yeah, that's
forever because he's not coming back in 20 years.
he ain't coming back in 20
Right.
years exactly. I mean, that man. Listen, bro. This shit's so crazy, and this man. I don't even. But that's how man niggas is doing flaw shit like that, and then you know they looking at it in this stupid perspective while they doing some shit. And, you know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up, man. That's why like I said, bro, niggas being set up and put in these positions as well. And nigga be in the position and that happen, they spike his drink, do this like no, bro. You don't play with nobody's food. You don't play with nobody's drink. Nobody's none of that stuff like that, bro. That's one
I
thing
mean,
that
and that's the thing, though.
that's
You
a
know,
spot. You don't do shit like that.
unfortunately, they want to do it because they feel, well, that's the only way they can get it is try to weaken that person to take
Right,
advantage of them
right.
when shit, you could just say, shit, let's go ahead and go fuck. And
And that
hopefully
shit,
they
and
don't say
sometimes,
no.
yeah, sometimes the drugs, bro, will kill a person too at that. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like you might be copping something from a nigga. You ain't finna motherfucking take it. You finna give it. Not gonna take. You
Yeah,
don't know what's finna fucking kill him. You just gonna give it to him, right? That type shit is crazy. You gotta really
yeah.
not give a fuck, like for real, like at all. To be like, yeah, hit a nigga up. Like, how you do this, bro? And let me get one of these, bro. Niggas be like, what? What you trying to do with this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you need one of these? Crazy. Crazy. Wow.
It is. But,
Crazy.
hey,
Crazy,
we
man.
had some interesting topics tonight. It was a really good talk, though.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, it's
Yeah, for sure.
something that, again, it's not out there as much. But again, we had to learn about these laws because they could affect us in the long run. But again,
This is so funny. Yeah, you're right.
they just
You're
can't
very
control what's
right.
in your
Very right.
household. Just make sure in your household stays in your household. And if they find out, well, then there's consequences. That is it. You know.
You're right.
Yes.
Right.
And with that being said, I want to thank everyone who came in, popped in tonight. Um, we're gonna have our show next week, so I hope you guys do tune in. Dr. Scorpio, do you have anything to say?
Right. No. What I do want to say is just you feel me. Salute to everybody. And yeah, man, we're gonna be doing all type of shit. So time, it's time to actually lock in with niggas, man. Our artists and shit. We getting ready. It's gonna get hot out here. It's cold. We said that earlier. It's cold, but we got some shit that's gonna be, we're gearing up to do soon. So let's just stay in tune
Yeah.
with, everything that's popping, man. Everybody salutes everybody's been actually asking me about when can they get on or when the next show or when they wanna. Thank you. I appreciate that, guys, for real. So
And I hope
thank you
you guys
for
do tune
all
in
the people.
next week. We're gonna have another show, another topics that we're gonna talk about, and I hope you guys tune in and listen in and give your opinions
Of
because
course,
it's all
man.
about everybody's opinions. Um, that's why it's Open Mouths podcast because if we do not open our mouths, like I said, closed mouths don't get fed. And maybe if we
Right,
learn how to
right, right.
take that criticism, maybe the world will be a little bit better place. And if not, everybody should be smoking a blunt and it'll bring world peace. And with that being said, I hope
It might be
everybody
time to
has a good
scroll.
night.